Y'all, we are here. We're stupid early, aren't we? Yes, we are. Oh, where's my background? Listen, I'm a real I'm a real streamer. I'm a real streamer, I promise. Hello, hello. Good morning. I don't know what time it is for you. Good time zone. It is 4 o'clock in the morning for me. Sleep. I don't know her. I've never met her, but I've met Sleepy. W Sleepy, thank you so much for the Ko-fi donation. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate that so much. What did your message say? Can I click on it again? Where did it go? I don't know. Is it here? Can I, if I do this, does this? I'm experimenting. I'm trying to learn. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, cool. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yes. I'm new. Is it this? Where is it? Oh, is it this? No. Okay, hold on. Oh, let me cook. I swear there's a part of my YouTube where I had like a doc of my chat that I could click on a chat. Oh, is it this? Wait, I have two chats here. Bro, I'm breaking. Which one is better? Anyway, there is a doc somewhere on my stream where I can click on chat and it will feature a specific message on my stream. Do I know where it is? No. But it's there somewhere. I'm sure of it. Right? It's totally there. Right? Maybe it's just not on this scene. Maybe it's on a different scene. But, you know. Well, thank you, W. Sleepy, appreciate you. Waiting for my friend to play Ark. You're gonna play Ark together, waiting for them to get home from work. Those Aussies and their weird bottom of the world hours, I'm telling you. It is what it is, mate. Honestly, it is what it is. But hopefully, yeah, he comes home, they come home, whoever they are, you get to play Ark, and it's a great time. I didn't have a great time with Ark because the first person who brought me in already had like a huge thing established, and I was on a potato, yeah. So when I logged into Ark and they took me to their area with all their dinosaurs and stuff, lag city, lag central. I'm talking PowerPoint graphics. I'm talking slideshow graphics. There was no way for me to enjoy this game. But is Ark the one where you wake up on the beach and you got like a gem embedded into your wrist or something? It's that game, right? Yeah, I think it would actually be fun. I just did not enjoy my experiences, but I think it's the people that I played with. So I would absolutely love to give that a chance another time. Not today, though. Today, we're going to see if we're an asshole. And I tried a thing. I tried to do a thing. We're trying to get fancy a little bit. I made a poll. So as I'm reading, you guys should be able to let us know, is this person an asshole or not? And we have different choices. All right. We've got NTA for no, I'm not the asshole. YTA for yes, you are the asshole. ESH is everyone sucks here. NAH, no assholes here. And info, we need more info. Like, there's not enough context here. But yes, ADHD, I haven't seen you in 100 years. How have you been? John Craven, good morning. Difu, happy time zone. I have yet to find a pattern on when you stream. I like the chaos. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Listen, not diagnosed, but I'm very confident after all of my friends telling me this for years that I most likely have ADHD. I don't know if I could call it, I just say ADD because I don't think I'm hyperactive, at least not physically, but I'm more inattentive. I definitely have shiny thing syndrome. I think this is also, I think it doubles as a superpower because I have the ability to hyperfocus. The kryptonite is I don't get to choose what I hyperfocus on, and that includes streaming. Sometimes I just randomly get in the mood, kind of like when you go to bed and you know you're supposed to go to bed, you're tired, but for whatever reason you can't fall asleep and you're staring up at the ceiling, you know, thinking of all the things you could be doing or that you should be doing because, imposter syndrome, or you don't feel like you've done enough or whatever, like your brain just isn't asleep yet. It's kind of like that. And so I stream whenever the mood strikes. And sometimes that might be 3 times in one day. Yeah. You have ADD. We don't get to choose our hyperfocus exactly. It just happens until we get bored. Yeah. Yeah. And I have so many interests all over the place. It is what it is. I will actively try, though. It doesn't mean it's impossible, right? It's not impossible to pick a schedule and stick to it. I just strongly feel like if I create a schedule, y'all will be disappointed. Because I will forget that I'm supposed to stream. Even if I have an alarm, my alarms have alarms. Yeah, the snooze button is smashed on my phone. I have alarms for everything, and they don't always work. I have diaries and journals and notebooks where I write all these notes. Do I go and check them later? No. No, I don't. I have an audio diary where I put I say all my ideas, I talk about my feelings. Do I ever listen to myself later? No. No, I don't. So, yeah. I'm consistently inconsistent. So, that is my new motto. It used to be my hobby is learning new hobbies. My hobby is collecting new hobbies, which is still true. And today we're trying something different. So I want to go down Reddit. I want to read these stories. I want to react to them. I can take a 5-minute thing and turn it into 2 hours. So I'm sure there's plenty of content for us. Let me know how you guys feel about it, if you enjoy it. Tell me how your day has been. How's your week been? It's Thursday. It's almost the end of the week. I'm going to give you an update. Typically, yes, yapping sesh all the way. So I'm going to update you on my life, and I'm going to tell you what's next for me and my grandma, which will affect my schedule. Typically, it probably doesn't seem like it, but I don't actually really like talking about my personal life. But just so you guys know, I am my grandmother's full-time caregiver. I will not be talking about it often, and I know people mean well, but I would prefer people just wait for me to say something instead of asking me about my grandma or my personal life, like when you see me. I will absolutely generously give that information when I feel like it's needed. So, with that, I will tell you about my grandma. So, my grandma is currently in rehab. She's in a rehab facility because she had a fall and she um like fractured her hip and she had to have a hip surgery. And so she's been in rehab since then. And during that time, I've been trying to rearrange my home to properly care for her upon her return. So the goal is for her to come back home. I think it might be happening soon. So we're getting a hospital bed for her, and we're paying extra for one that like automatically moves up and down cuz your girl is tall, and bending over to, you know, move bedbound people is challenging on the back muscles. So I'll tell you that much. Listen, I swear to God, being tall and being in a home that it seems like it's made for shorter people, like, vertically challenged people, it hurts. Like washing my face in the morning, I have to bend down like almost 90 degrees, bro. I'm tall. I'm tall. When I went to Canada to pick up my grandma, I swear to God, those houses were like hobbit homes. They were hobbit homes. Like the love seat could fit one of me. John, sleep well, John. I know this is a crazy hour, but feel free to come back and watch the VOD. No pressure, though. No pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Tell me about it. I'm 6'5" and it can be rough. Yeah, so I'm not tall enough to hit my head on things typically. However, if I'm doing my morning exercise, I have to duck under some trees because they grow like over the sidewalk. And what I noticed is the landscapers, they will cut a perfect like square shape out of the side of a tree for tall trucks to pass by, but they don't just cut where the sidewalk is for the people who are walking. How rude. Anyway, I digress. The point is, we're rearranging the house. We're gonna get a hospital bed and a whole bunch of other things to accommodate my grandma better. I gotta kind of child-proof the place, not child-proof, but she is a fall risk, and so I want to minimize future falls. I think she most likely will fall again. She's in her 90s. She's 96 years old. So it's very likely that she will fall again. So I'm going to be hyper vigilant. I will probably have less time to focus, or if I'm in the middle of a stream, I might just have to stop. So either I'm going to stream less, which I don't stream much right now anyway, or it's just has to be a known thing that I will most likely be interrupted in my streams and taking like frequent breaks to care for my baby, which is my grandmother. She's doing really well. Um her incisions and all that stuff has healed well for where she's had surgery. She's still very pleasant. Her dementia is getting worse, so she still remembers me and everything, so that's not an issue, but she does not recount anything that happens in her day. She doesn't know what she's eaten. She doesn't know if she's eaten, and she doesn't always know how she feels. She's not like super well versed on like the time of day when she wakes up from a nap, so she gets very confused quite often. And she also has a lot of sundowning, probably once every other week, like every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, so this is all the stuff that's happening with my grandma. She's doing well, and she will be coming back home soon, so my world's gonna look different again. So yeah, and that's that. I'm not telling you how tall I am. You want to know? I'm not telling you how tall I am because there's someone else who is the same height as me, and I can't tell you. Actually, I don't know if we're the same height. I'm just kidding. But we're similar in height, and they're a very private person, so I can't tell you anything about myself. As much of an open book as I am. Puts on tree climbing boots. It sure is tough being tall. My granny's house isn't tall enough for me. Don't want to know how many brain cells I've lost hitting the ceiling. Oh no. Cries in 6'5". Cries in six. You said you're 6'5", right? Holy cow. 6'5". I have a cousin who's 6'4". And yes, anytime we go anywhere, people always come to. Oh, sorry, that's Pikatrix is 6'5". I'm so sorry. I thought Tifa, you said you were. Yeah, my cousin is 6'4". Anytime we go anywhere, people always stop us. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're so tall. Do you play basketball? What's the weather like up there?" Like, I know people mean well, but sometimes when you hear the same thing over and over again, I imagine this is what it's like to be a celebrity of some kind, where people recognize you, call you out by your name, but you have no idea who the fuck they are, and they say the same line. "Did anyone ever tell you that you look like so and so?" No, never. I'm sure it's fun for a while, but I'm sure it gets tired. Just around 6 foot. Still, that's quite tall. Glad I don't have those 5 extra inches. Imagine. Pikatrix. Let us borrow some of that height. Whatever it takes to keep Granny safe. Gotta enjoy her. You only get one that stood well. technically, most people get 2. But I get what you mean. I get where you're coming from. I never actually got to meet my grandparents on my father's side, so they both passed before I could meet them. And my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he passed away when I was 16 or so. All right, let's get into it. 5'7". Okay, we got some tallies in here. 6 foot, 6'5", 5'7". Dang, we're tall. Taller than the average bear. All right. Are we ready to see if we are the assholes? Let's have a look. I should probably open this in a private window, right? Yeah. We don't trust ourselves. I actually don't have anything to hide. It's just I also don't know. I don't know. Basically, is the answer. So let's go to the Am I the Asshole subreddit. Should we put music in the background? I'm gonna get a little bit of... I'm gonna open my Spotify. Now this is probably not good for me. I'll probably get muted, but maybe I'll just listen to it myself. Y'all have silence and okay, no, hold on. I'll just put the regular music that we had before. I feel like it doesn't match the mood, but it is what it is. Yeah, wait, can you guys hear it okay? Better not risk doxing us. Okay, yeah, you're right. We won't dox ourselves. Okay. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to exclude my non-biological son for the sake of my biological son I never knew existed? Huh? Am I the asshole for refusing to exclude my non-biological son for the sake of my biological son I never knew existed? I can't imagine where this story is going. I can't imagine, but I'm going to put a poll up. We're going to try it, okay? So, should I wait till... Okay, I think the poll's going to be on the bottom of my screen. Sorry. I'm going to show you. Look at that shit. Isn't that beautiful? Maybe I should resize it, though. I don't know where to put this. I should resize this. Give me a moment. Properties. We're gonna resize this. Width. Maybe 1,000 instead of 1920. Ooh, cute. We're gonna resize it more. Properties. Let's do 800. It's blocking my shit. All right. Let's move this over. Yeah, no. We gotta make it smaller. Small. 600? 650. How does our poll look? Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Or I could move it over where chat is and move this here. Ayo. Oh my god. Are we brilliant or what? So you should be able to, as we're reading this, react in chat by just typing 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Now let's go ahead and read this. Am I the asshole for refusing to exclude my non-biological son for the sake of my biological son I never knew existed? My wife, 45 female, and I, 45 male, have 3 kids. 19 male, 18 male, 11 female. My 18-year-old son, let's call him Blake, is not me or my wife's biological son. He is my best friend's son. My best friend tragically passed away when Blake was 7. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. My best friend was like a brother and he was a single father. My wife and I ended up getting legal guardianship of Blake after my best friend died. Blake was 7 at the time. We got guardianship of Blake for a lot of reasons, but that isn't my story to tell. That is Blake's story, so I will not go into detail. So since he was 7 and he's 18 now, so that's quite a while. That's 11 years, isn't it? Quick math. But Blake is my son. I will always respect and honor his biological father, but Blake views me as his dad, and he views my wife as his mom. My other kids, 19 male and 11 female, are his siblings. Things have not been easy, but Blake has grown into an amazing man that I'm so proud of. Okay, so this is the middle child now. Little backstory. My wife and I broke up like 6 weeks after our eldest son, let's call him Danny, was born because the stress of parenthood was driving me and my wife apart. So before any of the kids were around, the first one was Danny, and they struggled with their first kid, okay? We were not married at the time, so we went off and lived our own lives as single people for about a year. Hello, Zendom, welcome. I just got here, but everyone with a kid is an asshole, and people with more than one is even more of an asshole. All right, well, let's find out if everyone else agrees with you. So, little backstory, my wife and I broke up like 6 weeks after our first son, let's call him Danny, was born because the stress of parenthood was driving me and my wife apart. We were not married at the time. We went off and lived our own lives as single people for about a year. I was, of course, still an involved father towards my eldest son. During the beginning of me and my wife's breakup, when Danny was maybe 4 months old, I met a woman who was a lot older than me. Let's call her Lily. Me and Lily were never a couple. We met up a few times, never spoke to each other after that. Okay, so far that's pretty damn quick. 4 months after your ex-partner baby mama gave birth, you're with another woman. All right. I mean, okay. Lily had a son, James. Apparently, she thought James was the son of Lily's husband, who she's still with to this day, despite the fact Lily cheated on her husband. With me, I'm adding, he didn't say that. I had no clue she was married, by the way. James took an ancestry test when he turned 18, had some results that didn't quite match who he thought was his biological father. He matched with me on Ancestry because I took a test a few years back. James got in contact, which obviously was a shock to me, but my wife and I have welcomed him into our family with open arms. So now this is 4 children. So that means, I don't know. That means if it takes 9 months to conceive and their other baby was 4 months, like they're probably, a year apart. Now I have 4 kids, okay? 19 male, 18 male, 18 male, and 11 female. So 2 18-year-old boys, one. So the 19-year-old is the reason, not the reason, but the timeline of when they broke up and he went to sleep with someone else. So now this person had a child. So they're probably like a year apart, more or less. And then 6 years later, 6 years later, his best friend passed away, and now they've got a second child. I'm trying to think. So their daughter was probably born around the time the best friend died. That's crazy. So they got 2 children probably around the same time or in the same year. Because the daughter's 11 years old now, and I think they got best friend's son about 11 years ago. This is wild. So far wifey sounds amazing to have so many kids. I'm still figuring out my father-son dynamic with James. So James is the 18-year-old biological son that he never knew that he had with this Lily woman who cheated on her husband. But he's saying he didn't cheat because he was separated from his baby mama, who I'm assuming is now his wife. So they did eventually get married. Okay. I wonder when in this timeline they got married, though. Like, when did they get married in this timeline? I'm so curious. Like, did he sleep with this woman and then get right back with her and then marry? Like, that. Anyway, okay. Still figuring out my father-son dynamic with James, but he's a great guy, and I'm so happy he's part of our lives now, despite how confusing this whole situation was at first. But James, see, when you start with but, you already know something's coming up. But James seems to have some issues with Blake. Okay, so Blake is... Okay, Danny is the first kid. Blake is the best friend's son. And James is the son he never knew he had. We don't hear anything about the daughter. All right, cool. Blake does not know. Okay, so Blake doesn't know that James has issues with him. I'm not entirely sure why James seems to resent Blake. Earlier today, James asked me if I could go on a father-son camping trip with Danny. I was, of course, very much enthusiastic about a camping trip with my sons, especially since I missed so much of James' life, but I obviously mentioned that Blake is invited too. James got annoyed. He kept telling me that Blake doesn't have to be invited to everything. Then he told me that it would be nice for me to just spend time with my actual sons for once, without Blake. Now that annoyed me. Blake is my son just as much as Danny and James are. So I told James that either Blake is invited or the camping trip is not happening. James is now accusing me of loving Blake more than I love him. So am I the asshole? Ooh. Okay. Low-key, James is the asshole here. And I don't give a shit about him being a child. He's 18 years old. You're officially an adult. And to have that mindset, I'm assuming... No, assuming makes an ass out of all of us, right? But we have context of Blake's story being that his biological parents died tragically. Right? And for the past 11 years, he has been raised by OP. And he refers to them as his mother and father. They are his parents, right? So for James to come in, if James, I have the tiniest bit of understanding if James doesn't know Blake's story. But I don't believe that to be true. I would assume if Blake is part of this family now, that he knows, you know? And I think knowing that and still being bothered by this kid is 100% a James problem and not OP's problem. I don't know why you would be bothered by him being there. And it makes me wonder how James is with his so James is the third son. I don't know, they might all be out of wedlock actually, but listen, Danny is the eldest one, so he's not an issue. He is the wife and husband, both their biological children. Blake is not their biological child at all, technically. James is half, so he's just the father's son. So how does he feel with OP's wife, and how does he feel with who he thought was his biological father? I want to know what their relationship is like now. Zendone says, this just sounds like a whole family filled with dumb fuckery. I stand by my opinion. Yeah, like I think this is a James problem. I understand, like, James did an ancestry test. I wonder if he did an ancestry test because he already had doubts or something about his father. And then when he went and found out, he went and reached out to the real father And thankfully things went well, because that could have absolutely been devastating on everybody, because this person who obviously the father that raised him is probably feeling some type of way, because now he's learning that his wife cheated on him, and she raised his child. They all raised this child thinking that it was biologically his child. So like, something is going on with James. I think maybe he feels left out in some way. Maybe he feels like James is in his spot, like, but it is a complicated family dynamic for sure. Like, but it goes to show that Lily and her husband obviously raised James in a completely different way than OP and his wife would have raised him. So like, that alone. But this seems like a James. I'm gonna say OP is not the asshole, but I think James, like, you need to work on your shit. You need to figure out what the actual problem is, because Blake should not be your problem. But let's see what the comments are saying. This person says, you all need to get into family therapy to work through this. Someone says, but not the asshole. Blake is your son. Yes, Blake is his son. And I actually appreciate the ending here where he said, obviously he mentioned Blake, but he also said, Blake is my son just as much as Danny and James are. So I told James that either Blake is invited or the camping trip is not happening. What I want to know is, did the camping trip end up happening or not? I would love to get a follow-up. Did they actually go on that camping trip? Because if they didn't go on the camping trip, fuck James. I don't care. I don't care. You need to grow the fuck up. But if he did, like, come to his senses and try to get, like, obviously I don't think you should be expected to like everyone in your family. Like, that's not necessarily what family is. We're related by blood typically, right? But your family, you don't get to choose. So you could love someone and not like them. And I think a lot of us are like that in our we have someone like that in our families, that we love them because they're family, but we don't like them. We might not be friends with them, and that's okay. So that could, I don't know, but to want to exclude someone, like, where the fuck else would Blake go? Do you know what I mean? That's so... Someone says this is a James problem. I agree. The rest of the family don't need to be dragged along. Well, no, I don't think anyone needs to be dragged per se, but yeah, like, I'm so curious. I have more questions, but someone says, I think James sees Blake's life as what could have been his life and wants to insert himself into Blake's position. That's kind of along the lines of what I was saying and what I was thinking. Let's see what other people have to say. This is exactly it. OP needs to be really fucking careful. James is a legal adult. That's what I said. And I feel like he just wants to grift his way into taking Blake's place. If he can't accept Blake enthusiastically, he does not belong in the family, to be honest. It's not fair to Blake. Well, he doesn't need to be enthusiastic about it, because like I said, it's okay to not like someone. You can't help that. But I don't think he needs to be enthusiastic about it. I'm not enthusiastic about anyone in my family. I'm gonna be real. I'm not enthusiastic. But anyway, this, ding, ding, ding. And it appears that this is how OP will play it, because he said if Blake is not invited, then there will be no camping trip. Honestly, W to OP for that. W to OP for that, because that's crazy. Honestly, what a ridiculous attitude. He wants to grift his way in. No, he's an angry, mixed up kid who needs therapy. I see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that I agree with this post. I don't know that I agree with this comment. Because that's like an ultimatum type of thing. And this is not a family situation that needs an ultimatum. That's just big weird. But anyway, this person says, no, he's an angry mixed up kid who needs therapy. James is a legal adult, but he's only 18. He's reacting like a kid because that's what he still is. You don't magically flip a switch on your 18th birthday and turn into a mature adult. Still, I do think 18 is old enough to understand what you're doing. I can understand not knowing exactly how you're feeling, but to lash out on someone who didn't do anything to you, you're old enough to know, I guess, right from wrong in that type of context. Good Enough thinks that excluding someone solely because they don't happen to be blood related to you doesn't make sense, that part. And that's why I would say, one, not the asshole. I think James is the asshole here. I think James is the asshole. Sorry. You got to work on your shit. I don't think he's an asshole probably in everything, in every context, because OP said he's been great, but it's just this one thing. He feels like you need to be blood related. So that makes me wonder, how does he feel about OP's wife, and how does he feel about the father that raised him? Because they are not blood related to him. Like, shut the fuck up, honestly, because family life is not perfect like that. Everyone is not going to always be blood related. I have a brother. We have a different, like, how I'm related to my sister, my older sister and I, we're half related, technically. We share the same mother and different fathers, right? And then my sister with her brother, they share the same father and different mothers. And me and him, we do not have the same mother or father, technically, but we were raised together. He is my brother. We don't have to be blood related to be brothers. Just like if you go to war and you experience something together, you are brothers in arms, right? Like you can choose your own family. So the fact that James doesn't want to include Blake says a lot more about James. It says a lot about you, kid. You got some soul searching to do. You need to have compassion and understanding, because Blake didn't do shit. Anyway, there isn't some conspiracy or plan to push Jake out. An angry kid sees a great father and a life he could have had, which raised some questions in my mind about the relationship he has with his mother and the man he thought was his father. His anger at Blake sounds like he's displacing his anger over other issues and onto Blake. Yeah, like, how do you feel about your mother? Because his biological mother is technically the one who put him in this situation. Not to place blame, but like, she is the reason, you know? She is the one who cheated on her husband. So how do you feel about that? Like, it's definitely misplaced anger. Absolutely. Displaced his anger over other issues onto Blake. Not acceptable, but dismissing it as grifting is frankly idiotic advice. Regardless, James needs therapy, and he could probably do with a few joint sessions with OP as well. Not every story on here needs a villain for goodness sake, especially not when it's a mixed up teenager. Yeah, like, I don't want to call him the asshole, but this situation is an asshole situation. But I guess I would say either not the asshole or no assholes here. I don't even think that we really need more information. Like, this is how OP feels. OP seems like a decent person. Obviously, he admitted that he didn't have, you know, the perfect, you know, relationship with his now wife, but they clearly have worked through it. They've had another child, an 11-year-old daughter. They seem to be accepting everyone. Hey, Arcoli, good morning. You know, so feel free to vote on the poll. Press 1 if you think not the asshole, 2 if yes, the asshole, and 3, 4, and 5 respectively for this story. I go. Daniel. Someone says, hard disagree. The whole family suddenly have an extra family member who was suffering due to his origin story, and that will affect the whole family. I think that, yeah, I agree. I think they mean that they're responding to maybe James is the only one who needs therapy. I think everyone should definitely talk to someone here, because it affects everyone, including Lily and her husband. Like, what a bombshell, because even Lily is shocked. Because they're saying, I mean, who knows? Lily could have known and never said anything. She could have absolutely have known and never said anything. Or she could have truly believed that, you know, Jake was her husband's son. So anyway, they say, I disagree. They need to learn to be and communicate healthy as a family unit, especially since James' mother seems to be a less than ideal parent. Lily. They're talking about Lily. And we don't hear anything about his wife, really. The wife doesn't have a name. The daughter doesn't have a name. The other husband doesn't have a name, but I'm interested in them as well. Well, not the 11-year-old. Who cares? Exactly. OP is totally not the asshole for protecting Blake and refusing to treat him like an outsider, but he also needs to realize James is drowning in jealousy. A family therapy might be the only way they're going to understand this without blowing up the family. I want to see if OP posted again anywhere. Ooh, I wonder if Lily's husband rejected James because he's not his real son. Clock it. I didn't even think in that direction. I was assuming that James is probably, you know, not accepting Lily's husband as his father, but maybe, like, obviously Lily's husband is going to be upset with her finding out this information. That he raised someone till he was 18 years old, only to find out that he is not biologically his. So yeah, we gotta clock how the father feels, because his displaced anger could be contributed to that. That could absolutely. Why is this highlighted in red? Why is this in red? What does that mean if a comment is highlighted in red? This is an upvote. For sure. Even more of a reason for therapy, 100%. I was just going to ask this. That would be awful on the dad's part for the exact same reason. Yeah, like, you know, like father, like son, the way that James is reacting could 100% be contributed to how he was raised by that supposed father. Ooh, and for James to be jealous, obviously he sees OP as a great father and probably feels like this is a father that he should have had, that he deserved. So he could have resentment for possibly not being treated well by the father that he was raised by. That's very possible. That would be awful on the dad's part for the exact same reason. AKC, hello. We are playing a game of Am I the Asshole? So, okay, there's a lot of comments in here. I don't think I see the... Oh, OP posted here. Okay. This one says, not the asshole. But this is 11 hours ago. Is this new? Not the asshole, but this entire family needs family therapy. It's great that you're welcoming this new addition with open arms, but what do the people who raised him, Lily and stepdad, think, say, and act about it? How does your wife feel about it? These are the questions I have. After such a monumental discovery about his existence, is James in individual therapy, and has he been given avenues to process emotions and feelings in a healthy way? OP responded and said, Lily says she genuinely didn't know James was my son, but I don't really speak to her. James is an adult. He contacts me, and I have no reason to contact his mother apart from my initial conversation with Lily, asking why she didn't tell me. I think Lily and her husband are in a bad spot right now with their marriage. Clocked it. Like, it has to be. My wife, bless her heart, has been incredibly understanding. Of course, this was difficult for her, but she seems to be handling the situation well. A lot better than fucking Lily and stepdad, it seems. Ooh. We've got a little bit more context. Arcoli says I'm still half asleep. I might end up falling back asleep, so I'm gonna lurk and listen to Mimi's smooth voice. Apologies if I miss anyone. Arcoli, sleep well if you do. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try to not get too hype. I want to see if there's any more. OP responded again to this one. This person says, well, not to be a dick, but of course you would love Blake. Whoa, hold on. Well, not to be a dick, but of course you would love Blake more than James, question mark. You have known him your whole life. No. He's known him for 11 years of his life, which is still obviously a lot longer, but that does not mean you love someone more. Most people love their kids equally, and there's probably times when they love a kid more than another one based on their actions and what they're doing. But knowing someone longer does not mean your love for them is greater. The fuck? The fuck? Have you ever seen people's reactions? Like immediate unconditional love as soon as a baby is born. You don't need to know that baby or what that baby's future is like or what their name is to absolutely unconditionally love them. So this is an out-of-pocket comment. This has to be either a child or a mentally underdeveloped person, because why the fuck would you say that? Anyway, honestly, the problem is that James wanted to include your other bio son. If you would have just said, can we do something just you and me, that would have been totally reasonable. You need to have a talk with him immediately where you explain that family is more than just blood and your adopted son is just as much your son as the other two and you love him just as much, not the asshole. I don't like this comment. There's things that I like about it, but you started real strong and real wrong. But let's see. I love James. He is my son. But for now, my bond is stronger with Blake. Yes, bond is stronger. That is not love. Shut the fuck up. I think that's natural, but I wouldn't tell James this, and I also do want to have a similar bond with James. Hopefully James doesn't find this post, because this response would cut him deeply and only prove his point that you love Blake more. Love and bond are two different things. I think he phrased it well, but yes, I do think he should have not commented on this or like clocked this comment. Not to be a dick, but of course you would love Blake more. No, shut the fuck up. Gotta wait for like 15 years till you can decide if you love your child. Like, yeah, this is... yeah, you might want to hide that, not gonna lie. Not the asshole. I would not be surprised if James feels or believes that Blake took his place in the family since they are the same age and gender, but he, James, was never part of it growing up while Blake was. If my speculation is at least partly correct, then James is in need of some family and or probably individual therapy, since this is probably one of those situations that you can't safely navigate without having the help of a neutral third party guiding the conversation. OP says, it's only my family's luck that James and Blake are the same age and gender. Sometimes I have to laugh or I'll cry. I'm voting not the asshole. We have 2 not the asshole votes. We have 1 everyone sucks vote. Everyone sucks a little bit here. Yeah, poor choice of words, but obviously you're going to be closer to someone you've known much longer. I like OP's choice of words saying bond, but I don't like that they commented on that, because that was a disgusting, like, or at least I don't like that they commented on that without addressing the initial sentence that they said. They used the word love, and I think that's crazy. Anyway, I'm over this one. Let's find another one now. So I'm going to reset the poll. We're gonna end it on not the asshole. Let's go back and find another story. Am I the asshole requiring... What's BIL? Brother-in-law? Requiring brother-in-law family to vacate the primary bedroom when my family visits our vacation house. Refusing to... Okay, we read that. My son, who is a sophomore in college, is home for the summer. Contributes nothing but wants the perk of his entitlement. Am I the asshole for not agreeing to my fiance's choice of wedding venue and date? I don't give a fuck about weddings. Would I be the asshole for not asking my daughter's boyfriend to stop having dinner with us? Ooh, that sounds interesting, I guess. Let's see. Okay. So again, while I read this, I'll put the poll up and you can choose 1 to 5 in chat. Just type it to mark your choice and let's see how we feel. Okay, my daughter, 21, has been dating this guy, 24, for 2 years. It's fairly serious. He's from Mexico and has been in the US since he was 3 years old. Okay, I don't understand the context of this, but let's continue. I don't understand, but okay. He has a strange phobia of not wanting anyone to see him eat. And it's real. I've literally never seen this kid put a bite of food in his mouth, despite spending a fair amount of time around him. He is thin, but doesn't look unhealthy. The problem is, we will take them out to dinner occasionally for holidays or special occasions. He always orders a full meal. He will cut up the food, push it around on the plate, but not eat any of it. Then after the meal, he will donate his leftovers to someone else. It's even worse when I make home-cooked meals and they come to dinner. He does the same thing. Takes a full plate of food, pushes it around, cuts it up, makes it look messed with, but doesn't eat any of it. Then he will scrape all the food into the trash can afterwards. Okay, this definitely sounds like an ED. I'm gonna start there, but let's continue. I'm starting to get enraged over this. He wastes a horrendous amount of food, and I can't stand the money wasted when we buy him expensive restaurant meals that go completely uneaten. It's even caused a few scenes with waiters asking him what's wrong, do they need to change his order, etc. I've talked to my daughter privately and said if he doesn't want to eat, that's fine. Just tell him to stop taking plates of food and ordering in restaurants. Okay, so that's not... Okay, that's not telling him not to come. That's just saying, don't get a plate if you're not going to eat. His response was, but in his culture, it's rude for him to not take food. I'm not asking him to do that. Her response was, but in his culture, it's rude for him not to take food. I'm not asking him to do that. Okay, so she's not even going to bring it up with him. Okay. But I find it so rude that he is willing to keep wasting our money. Food isn't cheap. Would I be the asshole for just announcing that he is no longer invited to meals? Yes, you would be. Yes, you would be. I think you would be the asshole for asking him because the issue is deeper than that. You have to look into it and see what the problem is. I don't get the context of explaining that he's from Mexico. I guess because they're saying it's not in his culture. Is that a thing in Mexican culture where you have to get a plate of food? Because getting a plate of food and not eating it, is that not the same? I think getting a plate of food and not eating it is the same thing as not getting a plate of food. I would assume in that culture, but I don't know. So I think that's something you need to have a conversation with. OP is not the boyfriend's father or family, so I understand wanting someone else to speak on his behalf. But at this point, if you're the one who's inviting him and you're the one who's upset about this food thing, you need to be the adult and pull him aside and talk to him about it. He's 24 fucking years old with this problem that goes on constantly. So obviously something has been happening for years. This is not like a recent problem. I think he needs to talk to somebody. I think, and I don't know, but given from the context from what I'm seeing here, it sounds like boyfriend has an eating disorder and needs help with it. I don't know the best way to deal with it because I've never really had to deal with but he's not a child anymore. He's in his fucking 20s. So it's especially for the daughter, this could be setting, again, the daughter's also in her 20s. She's also an adult. So I don't know if it's necessarily setting a bad example for them, but if they were to have a child together, because they're getting pretty serious, they've been together for 2 years, would that affect how she does it affect how she eats? Would it affect if they had a child? These types of things. Pikatrix is out. I want to watch Mimi stream, but it's crazy o'clock and I need to sleep. Sleep well, Pika. I will definitely try to stream at a more reasonable hour next time. Zendone says, tell him he's going to come and do... I think you mean if he's going to come and do that? He has to either just get a salad or order off the fucking kids menu. I think you typically respect the culture of wherever you are eating. That makes more sense. Good at nothing. It sounds like a conversation that needs to be had, period. So OP should talk to the boyfriend so he maybe has more context, being like, is this really a culture thing? Would all of your family do this? It could be that, and like it doesn't mean it's this or that. It could be both. It could be partially the cultural thing, but also an eating disorder thing. Or he doesn't like the food, but he's trying to be polite. So he's sitting there pretending to eat it, cutting it up in smaller pieces and pushing it around. But like at this, I know honestly a lot of people that have eating disorders do that too. So that doesn't mean he has one. It's just a possibility that he has one, or he doesn't like that food. Because if he's so into his culture, you know, and like maybe only eats Mexican food or something, he might not like other types of food, and he's trying to be polite without, you know, but it's obviously not working because it's pissing off the father of the family. Let's see. We got no votes. Guys, type 1 to 5 in chat. Do you think OP is the asshole? I think yes. I mean, if you stop inviting your daughter's boyfriend of 2 years in a serious relationship to get-togethers with you because you care about money and the price of food, either see if he will contribute to paying the bill, or, you know, maybe bring his own food, or like there's so many different options to go to than going immediately to, you're not invited to have dinner with us anymore. Like that's asshole behavior in my opinion. I think you might just have to write to, I'm gonna I think that might do 2 votes, because when I type it goes into YouTube and Twitch. I think you just have to put the number no comment. But yes, I think 2 for sure. Yes, you are the asshole, because you're a fucking adult and you should know better about how to deal with shit. Zendone thinks we need more information. Sure, yes, I am curious about more information. I think it's possible that he either doesn't like the food and is trying to be polite in his own way, or he has an eating disorder, and that that's a serious thing that, you know, he needs to work on and he needs to deal with. But OP, I do not think not inviting him is the best answer. There's so many other things that you should do before that. Obviously, he tried to talk to the daughter and have the daughter say, like, send a message on his behalf. But again, if the daughter doesn't want to do that, like, respect the daughter. Would I be the asshole for just announcing that he is no longer invited to meals? Yes, you would. I don't think we need more information for that. He's saying, I'm going to announce, as in this is something everybody will know. He is no longer invited because he wastes food. But it even said at one point, sometimes he gives food to other people. He donates his leftovers. So like, he doesn't seem like a bad kid. He seems like a kid with a problem. He doesn't seem like, I'm calling him a kid. He doesn't seem like a bad person. Like the boyfriend doesn't seem like a bad person. He seems like there's something internal going on. But let's see the comments. Let's see the comments. I think OP would absolutely, the OP isn't saying, am I the asshole? He's saying, would I be? He's looking for validation on the internet to not invite his daughter's boyfriend out to meals anymore, which I'm assuming includes restaurants, but also home cooked meals, as in you're not invited to my home anymore if we're having dinner or lunch. No, 100% you would be the asshole. But let's see what people would say. Let's see what people say. One person says, be kind and stop inviting him to dinners. Surely there are other ways you can spend time with him that doesn't involve food. How is that being... Okay, well, nice and kind are different. I don't know if this is being kind, though. Someone says, and if your daughter gets offended, tell her that you also find it rude that he wastes food. Like, I agree it is wasteful, but I don't think it is that important to risk a whole relationship over. I think it's weird. I think it's weird. They're trying to say it's rude in your culture to waste food. Listen, I'm not liking these, but let's see who else. Her response was, but in his culture, it's rude for him not to take food. I'm not asking him to do that. I'm not Mexican, but I am reasonably sure it would be seen as offensive in Mexico to not eat any of the food that your host served. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's like taking food is the problem. I think you need to eat it. So I think by cutting it up and moving it around, he's trying to pretend that he's eating it. So by definition of this culture thing, and he didn't say that, that's what the daughter is saying. So it might be different. Again, OP hasn't actually talked to the fucking boyfriend. He's only talked to his daughter, the girlfriend. So she might not be saying it accurately. But based off of this alone, the information that we're giving, like, I don't know. It is considered very rude to both refuse food and waste food given by a host, especially if it was made specially for you as a guest. My wife is from Mexico and I've never experienced this with her family, but maybe that's because I eat everything that's put in front of me like I'm still a starving college student and everything is so good. So there's that. I want to see someone that says he's an asshole. Why doesn't he just have the food boxed up and bring it home to eat in private? Okay, this is where I'm going. Reads like an eating disorder, honestly. ETA. What does ETA mean? Everyone's the asshole? So it's like ESH, everyone sucks here. Everyone's the asshole. Y'all are blowing my mind with the updates and awards. I legit expected to get pushback of some kind. While OP is not responsible for this kiddo, hopefully, he's not a kid, he's in his 20s. Hopefully they're reading all the additional info here so that they can have a respectful conversation. I don't know why you're calling him a kid. They are responsible for. Because God knows ideologies like this can rub off so easily when we're young. He's not young. For OP, standard anorexic behavior is to cut all food before eating into very small pieces and to push it around on the plate to make it look like progress has been made without actually consuming. Lifetime movies taught me well. As a fellow soul who cannot stand food waste, see, I also am from, like, I understand it's upsetting. I don't like to waste food either, but at the same time, I would have a conversation before it gets to the point that I'm pissed off and wouldn't want to invite someone. Like, you need to talk about it. But anyway, as a fellow soul who cannot stand food waste, I would say it's wildly reasonable to tell daughter that boyfriend cannot come for— No! You're losing me. I don't think so. But anyway, that boyfriend cannot come for meals anymore. Maybe an exception for her birthday. There will be many boyfriends who won't like for one reason. You won't like for one reason or another. It's okay to set a boundary about the resources being used in your own home. Like, I understand it to a degree. I'm trying, but like, I don't know. I think a little bit more sensitivity and understanding on this kid's part because obviously he's going through something. Lemon Bunny, hello. Lemon Benoy. Hi Mimi, hi chat, what's up? What is this thread? We are reading AITH, Am I the Asshole? AITA, excuse me. Am I the Asshole? Where people share a story, they share their opinion, and they ask, would they be considered an asshole if they do something? Or are they an asshole because they did or didn't do something? Or because of how they feel? Zendone says, my sister used to be married to a first-generation U.S. import, and he grew up taking care of himself all day for meals and everything. So he just ate McDonald's and mac and cheese and literally hated everything else and wouldn't eat it. Yes. And I think, again, this stems from childhood. A lot of people have eating issues. And again, so sorry if this triggers anybody. Please feel free to like mute for a minute until I move to the next story. Yeah, I don't know. But we're reading Am I the A-hole? And you can react on the poll at the top right. You just type a number in chat to register your vote, and we're seeing how people feel about this. I feel torn because all the comments seem to be saying it's reasonable to not invite him over. But like, for me, it's the wording. It's the way OP is saying it. Like, he's pissed off at this guy for wasting food. He's more upset about the money wasted than the relationship that he might have with the daughter. And he wants to announce to everyone that he is no longer invited to meals. Now, this is not saying he's not invited to anything else. We don't know if OP does anything else and has him over. You know what I mean? It's just the way he's talking about it. It sounds like there's resentment. It sounds like there's hate. My daughter's been dating this guy for 2 years. It's fairly serious. He's from Mexico and has been in the US since he was 3. So like, I understand there's context for culture here, but I wonder if he's been here since he was 3 fucking years old. There's no way that like culture is that important to you. Like, I wonder what his mindset is here. It just sounds, I don't know, chat. I'm not feeling it. I do think it's rude to waste food, but I think you need to have a discussion with this person before you just suddenly don't invite them anymore. Unless I am assuming OP feels like this situation would not stop, even if he said something. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I thought too. Guys can also have eating disorders. My poor son goes through phases of binge eating and then counting every calorie. We're working on a happy balance with food. It would be worse, but I know it's not healthy. For now, he sees it as, I give up and I'm gonna eat everything, or I must only eat the bare minimum. Yes, exactly. Disorders do not discriminate, Lemon. Disorders do not discriminate, and anybody can have one. And there's different forms of EDs. And I don't mean erectile dysfunction. There are different forms of ED. There can be like you binge eat, you eat too much. Some people binge and purge. And again, apologies if this is, I gotta skip this song. This is, I don't know. Every time it gets to this part, it's just too distracting. There are different forms of EDs and they all need their own kind of care. And I think a lot of us have different relationships with food, whether or not they're healthy or not healthy. I definitely have an unhealthy relationship with food. You know, I don't know if I'm an emotional eater, but I definitely, when I was younger, I used to be able to go to a restaurant and polish off a whole plate. And you know how American portions are ridiculously stupid large, to the point where now as an adult, when I go to these restaurants and I order, I immediately cut my food in half, and it's like I still have a whole fucking meal and I'm satisfied. And I can't imagine that as a young teenager, I used to polish off an entire thing and then still have room for dessert. So like, I don't know what that would be classed as, but I definitely an overeater, and I understand how certain things like this can trigger people. Like, I feel like I shouldn't say anything here. I won't say names, but there's someone that I know who's, I feel like I need to be careful. Instead of like say, there are people out there who have partners who have, partners who are triggered, like their partners have different eating habits than them. So one might be counting calories and another can't, because counting calories triggers them. And it might trigger their kind of eating habits, their bad eating habits. And so that other person feels guilted into counting calories and trying to work on their own stuff. So, you know, I don't know. That's a metabolism and hunger ratio slows down for a lot of people with age. Oh, it's very, it's very sensitive. This is 100% like where I was reading this. I'm totally agreeing with this person in the beginning, where that was my first thought. My first thought is this kid isn't doing it. I keep calling him a kid. I don't know why we're calling him a kid. He's 24 years old. He's not a kid. This man, I feel like, has a problem. And it concerns me that OP is not recognizing that. It concerns me that OP isn't considering that. OP thinks that boyfriend is just wasteful and doing all of this on purpose. I'm 44, he's a kid. Yes, to you. I'm not 44. I am in my 60s, so fine, we'll call him a kid. But I'm feeling mixed on this. And what are these red? Why are they red? Oh, top 1% commenter? Or like, are they upvoted or something? Do they have an award? I don't understand what red means. They just have the most upvotes? Like, this has 4,000, so I don't get why they would be red. What does that mean? 24, he's a kid. He's still in the dumb fuck phase. So is a 24-year-old woman still a kid? Especially when older people are attracted to them. Are they still a kid? Just saying. I don't know. If you are old enough to smoke, if you're old enough to drink, if you're old enough to die in war, like, there's a problem here. 24-year-old women are still kids. 24-year-old men are kids. I understand mentally in a lot of ways. I guess kids in some ways, adults in others. Old enough to know better, young enough not to give a fuck, right? Anything past 20 is old enough to be a young adult. Yes, young adult. Young adult. I would not consider 24 a kid. I'm sorry. Young adult, yes. I would say young adult, for sure. You're old enough to pay for your crimes with your life. But let's go back to this thing. OP is making me uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to eat with OP. I'm wondering if the boyfriend feels pressured in some way to be there. So he might actually appreciate not being invited. But I don't know, it's just the way they're putting it. It's the way that it's being put out here that concerns me. Info. Does he show any signs of an ED, like a very low weight or an obsessive dedication to fitness? They did mention that. There's like, he's thin, but he's not like super skinny or something, but that doesn't mean anything. You can be like overweight and still have an ED. So like going solely off of how someone's body looks does not necessarily mean that they're eating healthy or not. Your body can look healthy and you can have the most unhealthy insides. So that's not really very low weight or obsessive dedication to fitness and muscle building, because this sounds like textbook ED territory. I've known orthorexics and anorexics alike. I'm so sorry again if this is triggering. Chat, please let me know. Who would do this with their food, and if that's the case for him, you need to intervene so your daughter doesn't keep enabling or eventually adopt this behavior. This is what I'm thinking too. This is my first thought too. It 100% looks like this. This is my first thought. I used to work at an ED treatment program, and we saw it all the time with anorexia. I don't know if I'm allowed to say these words out loud, so I'm hesitating. They cut the food into tiny pieces, push it around the plate, and make it look like they ate anything. It's so sad. She needs to tell him it's rude in your culture to waste food like that. But is it a cultural thing that you can't waste food? I don't know. I don't like, I understand the mindset, but I feel like this is disrespectful to another culture if that were true, because I don't think American culture wasting food is a bad idea. I mean, not bad idea, but I don't think American culture, I'm assuming they're in America. He said US. I don't think American culture means don't waste food. I think we waste a shit ton of food. Not us specifically, but restaurants and all. They waste so much flippin' food. So much more than one person would. So I don't agree with that at all. I don't think it's a cultural thing that wasting food is rude in America. Yes, we might individually feel that way, but I don't think that's an American culture thing. And I don't think it should be compared. And I don't think that should be the response. Where is OP from? I'm assuming US. Let's see. US. I was in a mental hospital. Eating disorders are almost as common there as Russian roulette players. Huh? What? Does that mean it's not common? Huh? Well, okay, when you quote unquote say Russian roulette players, what are you saying? 17 through 18 should be stuck in monasteries for the greater good. Honestly, life is like the end of the world at some ages. I'm gonna move over from this one. Let's end the poll. We have 3 votes for yes, you're the asshole, 1 for no, and 1 more info is needed. The people who want to perish, but with gotcha. Oh. 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 Thank you for being considerate with how you tell us. I understand now. I've never heard of it referenced in that way. Okay, so now I understand that it is common. So I don't know. I saw the quotation, but I was like, wait, who's out here playing Russian roulette? Like, what do you mean? Oh, okay. Yep, I got it. Thank you. Understood. Understood. I have another one here that says, we're moving on to the next story. Because I don't want to be insensitive, and I don't want to trigger anybody, so thank you. I appreciate that. So this next one says, am I the asshole for refusing to appear in apology video? Okay, how would this go? Where is this going? Let's zoom in more for you guys, just so you can see better. Oh, also, judge me. Do you guys have your Reddit in dark mode or light mode? Do you judge people who use dark versus light mode? I'm curious. I should make that a poll. I should make that a poll. I won't, but refusing to appear in an apology video. We're team dark mode? Let's go. All right. A week ago, a neighbor, 16, unintentionally scratched my car with her bike. She immediately stopped, started crying, and called her mother for assistance. Scratch appeared worse than it actually was, and in store, it was simply polished away for a small amount. Since it was an accident and a very minor one, I didn't charge the girl or her mom. When she apologized, I told her it was all right and advised her to be extra cautious next time, especially around cars. A few days later, her mother wrote that her daughter still feels a bit bad and wishes to offer more sincere apology. I wrote that everything is good and I don't have any problems with them. She said they would only deliver a cake as a small act of peace. I agreed and thought, okay, that would be sweet. When they arrived, girl was holding a cake box in her hands and her mother had a phone. The girl began muttering about taking responsibility and putting things right, but it appeared as though she wanted the earth to engulf her. Then her mom quietly said, "Now give him the cake and ask if he accepts her apology." I looked at her again and asked if this was being filmed. Her mother said that she wanted to make a video as it serves as an excellent illustration of how young people can take responsibility for their actions. She said she could hide my face, but she needed to video me accepting apology from her daughter. I took the cake and told the girl that everything was okay between us and that I had already accepted her apology that day. Then I turned to her mom and said I didn't want to be part of the video. She started arguing with me, said that I would have to let her finish properly, but in the end, I just went home. Wait, so you went to their house to get the cake? I'm confused. when the girl arrived. Where did y'all meet? Hold on. Mother wrote, still feels bad. Where were they? It's their neighbor, so I'm assuming it's at their house. I'm confused, but anyway, let's continue. Girl mom is upset with me now. Girl's mom is upset with me now and doesn't even say hello when she sees me. For the sake of good neighbor relations, perhaps I could have waited 30 seconds, but I don't like how a simple apology was transformed into a scene. Girl seemed really uncomfortable. I was filmed without my permission, and I might have looked after it was published as someone who demands apologies from kids. So they're recording it with intentions to publish it. What is this child, like fucking 10? 5? She's 16 years old. Why are you guilting this child who already feels bad about scratching the car? It's really weird. Like, I'm trying to teach my kid a lesson and record them. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't think OP is the asshole for not wanting to be in a fucking apology video posted on social media that people can take the wrong way. I agree with that. And especially if the girl is clearly embarrassed and looks like she doesn't want to be there. It looks like she's being forced into doing this. And this is supposed to teach her some sort of lesson. What is the lesson to learn from this? She already apologized. It was an accident. And it didn't cost a lot. The OP didn't charge them. And they already advised, be extra cautious next time, because we understand this is an accident. It's not like this kid had ill intentions. I don't like this at all. What is this, like a family vlogger or something? Who was the mom? Why it feels like mom is more, what's the word I'm thinking? Why is the word escaping me? She's more obsessed, for lack of a better word. She's more focused on, I think, the publicity of it. Because you can still teach the child a lesson without having to record it so that they can watch it later. Because what it's gonna look like later is that this was very much a nothing burger. This was a nothing sandwich. It was nothing chops. With air pie and breeze cake for dessert. Like there's literally nothing here. She's trying to squeeze juice out of these lemons, but this shit is sour. Like, it's not a thing. They scratched, what was it? A car with a bike. She was trying to ride a bike. It was a fucking accident. She apologized for it right away. She felt bad. She baked a cake. She probably didn't even have... I wonder if mom baked the cake and made kid deliver it. Or did mom sit there and film the kid baking the cake? Baking this apology cake. It's really weird. It's really fucking weird. Especially when OP said, I don't want to be a part of this. Why do they need to be a part of this? They are technically the victim in this story. But I think the daughter is also a victim in this fucking story. She's 16 years old. She's not 5. So what the fuck are you trying to do? I don't like this trend of parents trying to embarrass their children on social media. Like, and even still, I guess I understand if your child is growing up to be a bully, but this kid is just riding a bicycle, being a kid. Leave her the fuck alone, dude. Yeah, mom is 100% the asshole, not OP, not the daughter. Let's see what people have to say about it, though. What is this? AI, what is this? Welcome to Am I the Asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I might be an asshole because I could have just let the girl finish the apology on camera for 30 seconds. As now her no, because that's forever. I don't know if there's intentions of posting it online. Like, we don't know. But assuming that mom is going to post it online, This is so much worse. This is so bad. And honestly, OP is kind of like the hero in the story because now mom can't finish her fucking narcissistic ass narrative. Ugh, this sounds abusive, bro. So not the asshole. That's really creepy and bad parenting. That girl looked real sad and embarrassed. She was forced to do it, no doubt. Parents using children as props for social media should be outlawed. Of course she looked sad. Her mother spent every waking hour between the scratch and the cake making her daughter feel as horrible as possible. This part. Not the asshole. Girl mom Q no longer talks to me. Oh, yeah. The girl's mom no longer talks to the neighbor because she couldn't use him for content. Narcissistic, bro. This has absolutely nothing to do with the girl and her apology. The neighbor wants to do some performative parenting for social media. That's what it sounds like. And like, even if social media wasn't involved, that's honestly almost worse because now you want recorded proof to put in your child's face. See what you did. Look what you did. Look how disappointed I am at you. Look how bad of a person you're growing up to be because you don't know how to ride a fucking bike without crashing into someone's car. Like, is the kid okay? Did she get hurt? Do you know what I mean? Why isn't this on people's minds? Like, is the kid okay? Like, does she have insult on top of injury? Cause like, the fuck? Since when is a car more important than a child? Since when is an apology more important than their peace of fucking mind? Like, she apologized. I think big weird, not the asshole. Fuck the mom. Not the asshole. That mom wasn't making a video to show that young people can take responsibility. She was making a post so that the internet could give her kudos for publicly shaming her daughter. That's what it looks like. It looks like you're publicly shaming your daughter. And again, social media aside, even if she didn't post it on social media or didn't have plans to post it, there's still like some sort of narcissistic shit going on in there where you want proof of something. What are you trying to prove? Girl, you better hope you're the biological mother and not like a stepmother, because you better stop. She needs to be banned from internet usage. 100%. It's like she's hurt. There is a story, okay? This kind of reminds me, it's not exactly the same, but there's like a phobia that some people have. I forget what it's called, but there's a phobia where, and again, sorry if I trigger anybody, there's a phobia that some people have about vomit or throwing up. And our bodies, I understand, because our bodies can like our brains can like produce physical reactions. If you see something gross, you might gag. You don't have to be sick to have a sick response, right? Like, you can hear a story that grosses you out. You could think of something that triggers you and grosses you out. You could see someone, you know, upchucking and nope the fuck out. You don't have to be there to smell it. You don't have to be in front of it to clean it. Like, and even that is probably worse. So some people have a phobia of puking, being around it, feeling queasy. So a lot of women, when they're pregnant who have this issue, they struggle so much because they have a fear that this is going to happen. They're going to get morning sickness. And yeah, exactly. Just thinking about it triggers them. Well, there is this woman who, on social media, who had a child. She has a child. She has a little son, I think. And he, like, also parenting fucked her up because kids do get sick as well. Sometimes they puke up as babies, as infants. And her kid got sick and he was puking. And she's going on social media, like, retelling her traumatic story. She's traumatized. I understand that. I have an understanding that you're traumatized and it's something that you have a fear of. But what got the internet upset is that she put her kid outside and then recorded it on social media as if like the kid is almost being punished. She didn't punish the kid. The kid was like, the father was with the kid the whole time. And, you know, they had like pillows and blankets and shit outside. But the kid is on the fucking driveway outside because the mom can't be around him while he's sick. And people are like, girl, why don't you leave the house then? Why the fuck does the kid have to leave the house? Now, in context, it doesn't look like the kid is suffering. It looks like he had a fine time. He had a parent around all the time. So I don't think it's like bad parenting. I'm sure the kid probably enjoyed being outside, maybe. But like, he's sick. He's vomiting. And the mom is putting it on social media like she's the victim. And I'm just like, you need to be careful about that. Anyway, people got upset at her. And then she was milking it. She decided to like continue to make content and double down on it. And it's just weird. I understand that you have a thing, but you have to understand that that's your thing. That's not anybody else's problem. That's your problem. That doesn't make you the victim. That's just a problem that you need to work through, especially having a young child. Because what kind of thought process is that going to put in the child's mind? The child is going to think like, anyway, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. But the whole point was, there are parents that put their children on social media and they think it's okay. And in a lot of ways, it's just really not. Some people are so distracted. It's like if you go to a concert or if you go traveling as a tourist and you go to some beautiful place, and instead of just taking in the moment, instead of just being one and like just enjoying this beautiful experience, you are glued to your phone and you're viewing the world through the phone or the camera. And I understand wanting to record and wanting to save moments so you can look at them later. But there's a point where you need to put the phone down and just be in the moment. And I think sometimes people are so obsessed with like getting the views or getting attention, that instant gratification and shit, that dopamine hit that you get from people liking your content. And so they keep chasing after it, and then they start using not just themselves, but their family, their pets, all this other shit in order to get that dopamine hit or that paycheck. And it becomes unsafe, especially with children. I don't think all family blogs are bad. However, I think a majority of them are unhealthy, because you have to understand, children in the entertainment industry, there are laws that require them to take breaks. They are not allowed to work over a certain amount of hours, and they need to be paid properly for that as well. There's a lot of parents who use their children as props, as money-making objects, and then keep all the money themselves and don't actually use that, but the child is working. You have to understand that. Like, oh man, I could go on and on. Some parents are fucking terrible. A lot of them, I think, are just misguided and ignorant and don't understand that what they're doing is not great. And I'm sure I wouldn't be a perfect parent either, but I damn sure wouldn't be putting my child on social media. Like, there's someone in the community who so desperately wants to share their child with the community, but they know that you can't trust everyone. So they put a photo through like AI and get like a cartoon version of a photo so that, there's no identifying this or that, like that's the only way that they can share their child with us. And I get it, and I understand it, and I respect it. Some people, I don't necessarily think that they're the worst parents in the world, but I definitely think they're irresponsible in a lot of ways with their child. And they're not like thinking about them or thinking about how they can become a target when you put them on social media. You know, if you let people know, if you take a picture of them in their uniform, guess what people on social media do? They know where that child goes to school, or they could find out. That's dangerous. As much as you want to share your child, you know what I mean? You might think you're doing something innocent, but there's just a lot of people that you cannot trust. They have to be good for something. Not like we can put them in mines anymore. Zendone, please. Please. These narcs wear the golden parent badge to get away from accountability because they think they will always be right. They think they will always be right. Well, I slam my mallet on the table. You are not the asshole, OP. Mom is 100% the asshole here. And I'm seeing it down the grid. Most people seem to agree. I haven't seen anyone say anything other than not the asshole. Everyone seems to think you're not the asshole here. And I would have to agree. I don't want my neighbor putting a camera in my face. I'm so uncomfortable to walk by my neighbor's house because they have Ring cameras. That's how allergic to being on camera I am. Like, I would wear a mask and a fucking hat in my own neighborhood because I don't want to be on Ring cameras. Hell no. And you want to know what pisses me off? I order food less because DoorDash is consistently dropping off my food at my neighbors' houses on either side of me. And I have to go steal from their porch, steal my own food that I paid for from their porch. And I feel so awkward because it's like, do I talk to the Ring camera? Because I'm sure I'm being recorded. I don't want to ring the doorbell and interrupt them, but I'm moving, so I'm probably triggering something. So I'm holding up my bag, and now I gotta show my face and be like, hey, it's me. I ordered food and they delivered it to the wrong. Or do I just take it and go? Or do I take it and just be like, thumbs up, like, you know? I hate it. I'm so socially awkward in that type of context. I do not want to be on camera, but I also don't want to look like I'm stealing shit. Ugh. ADHD says, I have never met my neighbors. One of my neighbors on one side probably knows everyone in the neighborhood. She's super friendly, she's super nice and so kind, but also I don't want to talk to everyone for a long time. So it's so awkward because it's like, I want to be friendly, I want to return that, but I also want to go back inside because like I didn't brush my hair, or you know, I just came to bring my garbage out. You know what I mean? I'm not here to have a whole conversation. But yeah, not the asshole. How are we thinking of this? Do we want to keep going? Do we want to look at another subreddit? I think there's multiple Am I the Assholes too. There's Am I the Asshole? There's AITA. But I'm sure there's other subreddits. Like, what are some interesting subreddits? Let's see. What are some subreddits like Am I the Asshole? I don't want to read politics. Ew, what is that in their food? I would be concerned. Technology. Oh shit, interesting. Like a good neighbor, stay over there. I love that. It's okay, walking down the street in a hockey mask is perfectly normal where you live. Go for it. I had the same thing with the DoorDash happen the other day. I just strolled onto my neighbor's porch in my PJs, plucked my Indian food, and strolled off. Oh my god. Confession. Ooh, let's read some confessions. All right. Confession. I've been quietly waiting for the day when this company realizes they left a $3,000 rug at my home that I haven't paid for, but it's been 4 months. That's not as interesting. They told me everything I need to know in the title. Confession. I get paid to live with and be friends with my roommate. Aww. What is it, like the parent is paying you? Okay, I'm interested. Why are you being paid to live with your roommate? That's low-key. Low-key? Hold on. I get paid to live with and be friends with my roommate. It's sort of an odd situation, but when I was moving to a new city for college, I joined a Facebook group about finding roommates in the area. I didn't have a lot of money and would be working to pay my own rent, so I wanted somewhere cheap. After 2 potential places fell through, I was losing hope. Then, this isn't Am I the Asshole, so we'll take away the poll. Then I got a message from my roommate's mom. She basically explained her kids struggled to make friends and keep roommates around. She was super desperate and offered to pay half my rent each month. All I had to do was live with her kid and be their friend. I was also super desperate to find somewhere to live before the semester started, so I agreed. I've held up my end of the deal despite the fact that I absolutely hate my roommate. They are disgusting, have no social awareness, completely helpless, super dramatic, have an insanely messy social life, and generally just suck to live with. I absolutely hate them, but I get to live in a really nice apartment for pretty cheap. Despite being a nightmare roommate and person, I do still feel bad for them. I know if they found out, they'd be devastated, so I've never told anyone about it. Till now. Someone says, out of curiosity, what type of things has your roommate done? Or what is it exactly that they do that makes you hate them? I'm trying to see if I can put up with something like this. Okay. I wonder if there's something that makes you hate someone, you have to say something. If you're living with them and there's a problem, you should absolutely have a conversation about that. And I really hope that the OP at least tried to discuss it. And if discussing it didn't work, now they can say that they hate someone. But like, it's difficult to sympathize with someone who doesn't try to better their situation, but only wants to complain about it. I'm not saying that this is OP. We haven't read the context yet. We're about to, but I really, really, really hope that there's more to it. Because especially like I definitely feel bad, but I don't know if I feel bad for the roommate yet. Because, well, maybe, because like, if your parents have to pay someone to hang out with you, I don't know, like, does that say more about the kid or does that say more about the parent? Like, I'm confused by this, but let's see if we get some more context. OP says, they are absolutely helpless and mess up every single thing they try to do. So they're trying and they're just not good at it, or are they messing it up on purpose? I don't like the start of this. This is concerning, but let's see. We gotta put up the poll. This isn't Am I the Asshole? Even though this is confession, this is Am I the Asshole? I've had to help them with laundry. They have broken half of our dishes trying to clean them, broke my vacuum, I don't know how, and generally can't do anything to help themselves. Okay, this is looking bad for OP. This is looking bad for OP. This is not a reason to hate someone. This is a reason to feel bad for them. Like, there might be a learning disability there, or they might have a muscle fucking atrophy or some shit. They might have like a physical or mental ailment that needs to be worked on. But let's continue reading before we judge. They can't cook, so they either eat out or steal the food I buy with my own money. Okay, this is a reason to be upset with someone if they steal food. I've done that. I regret it. So still to this day, I think my brother-in-law probably hates me because I took like a stale donut one time. And so anytime anything was missing in the house, food-wise, he automatically assumed that it was me, even though it hasn't been, because like I was genuinely sorry about it. I didn't think it was a big deal because we were family. They are living in my house, and I even said it. It wasn't like let's pause. I'll read this in a second, but let me share my story time. My brother-in-law, I don't think he hates me for this, but definitely he's got a sour spot for me, because I gave them my master bedroom. during COVID time. So it was a family of 5 living in the master bedroom. I slept in the den. My mom and my grandma were either downstairs or upstairs in the second bedroom. Okay. And I went in the bedroom. I don't remember why I was in the bedroom, but it obviously wasn't for food because I wasn't expecting food to be in the bedroom. And there was like a box of donuts or something. And I went and I grabbed one and I said I was with the kids. So the 3 kids were there and I said I was taking it. It wasn't like, I don't know. It didn't feel malicious. I genuinely didn't think anyone would have an issue with it. And I even announced it like, oh, I'm just going to take what there's some here. I'm going to take one. And then later, the kids, I guess the father might have thought that one of the kids did it. Maybe they weren't supposed to. I didn't know. Nobody stopped me. Nobody said we're not allowed to. So I just genuinely didn't think it was a problem. And then later he came to me and asked me if I did it. And I admitted, I was like, yeah, because again, I didn't think it was a problem. I just genuinely was like, I don't think anyone would have a problem with this. But I understand people don't sometimes you have plans for food. You might have a pint of ice cream in the freezer. You do a hard day's work and you want to come back. You have plans for the food that you bought for yourself. And then when you go home and it's not there, I understand that. I totally understand that. That's absolutely happened to me as well. So I get it and I feel sorry. I feel bad, but I don't think it makes me a bad person. I don't think it's a reason to hate me, but let me continue. He approached me, he came to me, asked me if I did it. I said I did. And he was, upset about it. And so I apologized and I said, I can buy you, I can replace it. I genuinely, I don't know. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. And I wasn't backing down. I didn't lie or anything, but I offered to replace it and buy him fresh donuts. You know what I mean? I guess I didn't want it, so I didn't end up buying anything, but I also stopped going in the room. I didn't touch any of their food after that. And then in the future, something in the deep freeze in the garage was missing. So some of the kids have food allergies and there's only certain things that certain kids can have. So if it's dairy, my youngest niece can't have it. So I guess there was some sort of dessert that's for her. And it was either completely finished or some of it was missing. I don't even know because I didn't go in there and I didn't do it. And he assumed that I did it and was upset and when I said I didn't, he just assumed I was lying. And I was like, first of all, it's just food, bro. And most likely it was one of the kids and they're the ones who are lying. But I understand. I made a snafu. I fucked up once. But again, I took accountability for it. So it's just really weird to assume that I would sit there and lie later when I didn't lie the first time. But again, we never had a conversation about it. And so I just assume that this guy doesn't like me and he thinks I'm some sort of food goblin at this point. I didn't. I did the thing one time. I assume maybe it's his food. I ate his food one time. And then later, anytime anything went missing or whatever, there's 8 people in this house, mind you. And he automatically assumes it's me now. And I'm just like, go home then. Go home, Roger. Go live in your own fucking house. I don't feel like I deserve to be mad about it, but it is upsetting for someone to just assume that I have no credibility anymore because of, one thing, one mistake. But again, I understand it's happened to me. I've made an entire meal when I was in college and, my roommates, I literally took one spoonful. I made a whole, not a casserole, what is it, shepherd's pie? A whole thing that's supposed to feed me for the week, right? And I took one spoonful of it to make sure that it was cooked, but I was exhausted because I had a job, I went to school, I was doing a whole bunch of things. And then I came home, cooked for myself, and then I left it out to cool and I said they could have some, but leave me some for tomorrow. And we live in a college town. We have so many guests over. When I woke up the next morning, my dish was in the fucking sink with soap. And everyone's like, that was the best thing I ever had in my life. Why did they eat all of my fucking food? I didn't make it for them. I made it for me. I said they could have some, and they polished it off. And that was around the time that my wallet was stolen. So I no longer had any money, any ID. I didn't have transportation. I didn't have food. And I was eating like fucking dollar store ice pops for like 2 or 3 days because I had no food. So when I went to go to the store to get more food, I was like, where's my wallet? And I didn't think anything of it at first because I thought I'm just ADD. I misplaced it. I had no idea that it was stolen. But anyway, I digress. The point is, yes, we make mistakes. I genuinely felt sorry for it. I tried to make up for it. Maybe I could have done better. Maybe I didn't seem apologetic enough. But I also feel like it's a little not fair to assume that because it happened once, that anytime it happens in the future is going to be me. Because guaranteed, now that they're in their own house, their home of 5, I wonder how many times food has gone missing. And it sure as hell wasn't me because I don't go in their house. Do you know what I mean? But like, this has affected our whole relationship over one little thing. And it seems so damn silly to me personally, but I digress. I could understand. I'm sure there's other things that are not pleasant about me, so it is what it is. But anyway, when I read this person's post, it makes me think of my brother-in-law and how I'm sure he doesn't like me for multiple reasons. But when you read it like this, it just sounds like to say you hate this person because they're messy and they can't do anything for themselves. I don't know, it's giving crybaby. It's giving like, that's not a genuine reason to hate someone. That's okay, understandable to be upset, but I don't know. Anyway, people, you learn a lot more about someone when you live with them, so it's not always easy, but I guarantee they're probably not an easy roommate either on the other, like it goes both ways. But anyway, let's continue. I've had to help them with their laundry, God forbid. They have broken half of our dishes trying to actually, I wouldn't want to help someone with their laundry either, to be honest. They've broken half of our dishes to clean them, broke my vacuum, I don't know how, and generally can't do anything to help themselves. But to be fair, you're getting paid, so you could literally just buy a new vacuum. Or, I don't know, tell the parent. Like, did they replace things that they broke, or did they just break it and be like, oh well? Like, we need context here. They can't cook, so they either eat out or steal the food I buy with my own money. They have a monthly allowance that is twice what I make in a month. But you also get paid to be their friend, so you're making money too. Anyway, drink themselves stupid over any minor inconvenience. They lack social awareness, so will stand in front of me while I have headphones on and just talk or shove their phone in my face until I give them attention. They've busted into my room multiple times because they were bored. They don't clean unless told to while leaving messes everywhere. Waste their money on dumb shit that goes unused and takes up space, then complains about being broke. Did I mention break like literally everything, including the microwave? They are in an on-again, off-again relationship with the worst person ever, which becomes my problem because they hang around the apartment, causing issues. They are unemployed, yet still can't help with any housework, borrow my shit without asking, and they are truly and honestly the most annoying person I've ever met. Okay, some things I understand, and you're entitled to feel how you feel. This person obviously is not an adult. I don't know the ages. They didn't name ages in here. I'm curious to understand how old they are. But honestly, at any age, when I was living by myself or with a roommate, I was never this bad. But I wonder, like, are they breaking things because they're drunk? Are they breaking things because they're clumsy? Or, like, what is the reason why they're breaking things? Maybe they secretly know that their parents are paying you to be their friend. Like, that's not a friend. That's not a friend. You're not being their friend. I'm sure, like, they might be dumb in some ways, but I doubt they're dumb enough to like, they probably know. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if the kid, or I'm assuming they're kids, I don't know, but I'm wondering if the roommate is partially the way they are because they know this person hates them. They know OP doesn't like them, and they might even know the OP is getting paid to spend time with them, to be around them. Like, have a fucking conversation. But I'm so 248 replies to this. I'm so interested. Let's see the results. Someone voted in chat, everyone sucks here. I think so. I think that is an everyone sucks here. We're not going to see it because this is a confession. This is not Am I the Asshole? But I agree with Zendone. I agree everyone sucks here. But let's continue. Another person responds with, you know what? I understand that you needed money from their mom to keep living in that place. But reading your reply makes me think that their mom basically hired you to be a new mom. No. I don't think, no. I don't think so. I sure hope not, but I mean, it's possible, but that's not where my brain goes, but let's continue. And if you make them slightly uncomfortable, then you lose the money. Is it being held over their head? They never said anything about that. But let's see. I see people say, I can fix them, but this case, I think you gotta suck it up and be their mom for the money's sake. Treat it as a part-time job. No one's telling you. No, this is terrible fucking advice. Does this have 208 down? Oh, I'm not logged in. I was gonna downvote this. What the fuck? Hold up, first of all, you don't know each other's ages, and despite that, no. You're not paying me half of my rent to parent someone. That is not equivalent. No, what the fuck are you saying? Sam, shut the fuck up. How are you a top 1% commenter? Is this AI, bro? There's no way. No, that's annoying me. Sounds like a child that had way too overprotective parents that never had to do anything, but also never got to leave the house. Yeah. OP is a whiny little bitch, just moved. They have more options than the other person. I wonder how long it's been too. How long have they been living together? How long have they been paid half of their rent? Like, it sounds like a good gig. Like, literally lock your door, get like someone, use some of that rent money to pay a locksmith to give you a key lock to your door. That way your roommate cannot break in. And if they do, you can file fucking charges despite parents paying you to be their fucking friend, which you're obviously not being their friend. You hate them. You're being their roommate, but that is not a friend. But let's continue, especially to write this post about them. Let's see. I bet it's not the first time their parents pulled this. Exactly. I don't think it's the first time either. The parent that's hiring the person is coddling to a person that needs to learn how to make friends on their own 100%. The one that posted is one step away from a street corner, and the post explains the third. The post explains the third? Welcome to Reddit. Seriously, ADHD. Not artificial intelligence, genuine stupidity. Damien. All right, let's see. This person says, my theory is the mom paying OP is another form of mom picking up the roommate's slack and not letting him or her learn from their mistakes. Agreed. Most of the behaviors is honestly, no, wait. Pause. I think mom probably doesn't want the kid to live with them anymore either. So she's paying someone to take the child from her. I don't think she's paying them to parent. It's possible that this is not a helicopter parent. Hold on. It's 6 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? It's possible that mom is fucking tired of her child too and wants to move the child, but still like not have the child by themselves, and is willing to pay someone half of their rent because whatever. But at the end of the day, like, he has a girlfriend, so why doesn't he go live with the girlfriend? No one is old enough to get that reference meaning. Wait, what reference? Hold on. Welcome to Reddit? All right, I gotta go to bed. Damien, sleep well. Sleep schedule is fucked up and doesn't need to get worse. Have a good stream, though. Thank you so much. Wait, did I miss it? Repeat. No one is old enough to get that reference. I made a reference? What was my reference? Oh, I forgot I'm old, chat. Good night, Davian. Sleep well. No one except you and me, ADHD. We got inside jokes now. Anyway, let me continue. Their theory is that the mom is paying OP is another form of mom picking up the roommate's slack and not letting him or her learn from their mistakes. Most of the behaviors described sound like the result of someone who has never had to do anything for themselves and has been treated as the center of the universe for far too long. I do agree with this. I do agree and disagree. I think it's very possible that this is true, but I also think on the other side, like, it could be like a problem child. Like, it could be a child who had a helicopter parent who did everything for them. A lot of people struggle with this in college. I remember when I went to college, a lot of the girls, obviously I didn't dorm with the guys, but a lot of the girls were like that, where they had never been on their own before. It's their first time, being on their own. And there's a lot of things I remember. Oh my God. I feel so bad to share this, but this really happened. Thankfully, this was not my roommate. I don't want to act like I'm a perfect princess. I probably wasn't the greatest roommate either. However, on moving day, when we went into the dorms, we lived in the dorms for the first year of college. So freshman year, we lived on campus, and this girl's mom came and helped her move in. And when she saw us, like we were moving in at the same time, so I was in the hallway, or maybe I'd already moved in like a day or two before. I don't know, but I remember her coming in, and the mom asked me and her roommate. I don't remember if her roommate was there yet. I don't know. I think so, maybe. But I remember her asking us to help the daughter like do her laundry and stuff. And I thought it was kind of weird, but like I was like, okay, all right, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But the problem is this girl like peed her sheets. She peed the bed. And then the mom wanted us to help her do her laundry. I'm just like, you mean you want me to touch your pee-pee sheets and help? No, no. I don't even remember doing my laundry in the dorms. I can't remember. Because I remember one time hearing that like there were like crabs or something in the, like people were getting crabs by washing their clothes in the communal areas and stuff. I don't remember how I did my clothes. I genuinely don't remember, but I remember meeting this girl, and I have so many stories about this girl, but I feel very guilty sharing a lot of these stories. But yeah, that one in particular, she peed the bed. She was not, I think she just had a lot of issues as well. I think she was probably coddled by the mom. The mom probably did a lot of things for her so that when she finally came to college, she wasn't able to do a lot of things on her own right away. It took time, but that doesn't mean she's incapable of learning how to do something on her own. But there was a lot of things that she did. I think she was someone who had to be told to take a shower. And so when she didn't have mom there, this Meow Mix ad. Baxter. She wouldn't take showers every day. And so she had a lot of an extreme BO. She had extreme BO. So much so to the point that her roommate would have to air out their room by opening the door and the window because she had to live in the same room as this girl. And when I would come back from class or wherever, I could tell when I was down the hallway before I even turned the corner if their door was open or not, because you could smell it. It was that bad. And I don't want to talk shit about the person. I don't think she's a bad person. I just think, she was going through things. I think there's probably some depression there. I think there's, you know, a lot of times when we don't feel good on the inside, it shows on the outside in how we protect ourselves and how we treat ourselves and our surroundings. So, you know, as funny as it is, as wild as a story as it is, I want to still have some respect for it and try, you know, and some understanding. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And there's worse. And I don't feel comfortable sharing some of the other stuff that happened, but there's other stuff that happened, and I feel for the roommate more than anyone else because they were in the same room together, bro. Damn. Like, if you know when their door is open without having to look, damn. But it gets worse. It gets worse. But yeah, that girl though introduced me to Corelle bowls. Corelle makes these ceramic bowls and they dip it into some sort of thing that like makes it almost chip proof. I've dropped them multiple times and they did not break. One of them one time smashed. And it didn't smash into 1,000 pieces that could like, you know, kill you. So I was impressed with whatever technology that is. How are the stories going? Disgusting and or uncomfortable yet, or are we getting to the meat and bones soon? Mr. Raptor, we are definitely disgusted, trust. We're reading this story. We're reading, it's not Am I the Asshole, but we're judging. People says there is zero chance they're getting paid enough to essentially babysit or be a maid for this kid. I don't think they're cleaning up after the kid. I think they're just over here complaining about it. I don't know. I feel like if you're consistently being paid by the parent, talk to the parent. Have the parent talk to the kid. Tell them what's going on then. If you can't talk to your own roommate, talk to the parent. Let the parent know exactly how your kid is being behind closed doors. But I feel like mom probably already knows. But a lot of times when parents aren't around, we tend to get worse, right? Our bad habits that we have are at their worst when we are alone. So it might not have ever gotten that bad when he was with his parent, but he doesn't have the parent coming in to be like, yo, stop this, get your shit together. So I don't know if it's helicopter parent per se, and I don't even know if it's like a parent who is doing everything for them. It could be a very strict parent who's like, you know, do your shit. But I don't know. The parent isn't coming and doing inspections. I think it's a parent who's fucking tired of their kid and is like, nah, you can't stay here. But I'm also not paying for a whole entire apartment for you. The parent only wanted to pay half or 3/4 of rent. I don't know though. Let's see more posts. Did OP respond to anything? Man, I can tell you really needed to get that off your chest. That sounds insufferable. I mean, it does. To be fair and honest, it does sound not great. Do you think they have an undiagnosed serious mental issue? Once you are ready to move on after school, you owe it to the mom to have a serious conversation or letter to her explaining what you have seen. Why would you have to wait till it's over? Tell her now. Unless, again, there's fear that mom would stop paying for half of the rent. No, you need to talk to the mom. I'm very curious what type of mom this is. Obviously, try not to let the roommate know. I don't know, like, is this a situation where you shouldn't tell the roommate? Like, what really is going to happen? Did mom pay you and tell you not to tell the roommate? I'm glad I'm the showers for an hour when depressed type, not the I don't shower. I'm literally both. I don't shower every day when I'm depressed, and when I do, once I get in there, I take the longest showers. I take long showers. I didn't even know that it was possible, that I didn't understand until I went to jail. All my stories come back to jail. I didn't understand the concept of short showers until jail because the shit was cold. You did not have heated showers, so it's like you don't want to be there for a long time. But yeah, my showers are a good hour. I want to enjoy that shit. By the time I'm in there, I'm just soaking and I'm warmed up, and it just takes me a long time. Especially if you got a lot of hair, or maybe you're shaving in there. You know, there's a whole bunch of, it's a whole process. And so I don't understand how people, especially women, can take a 5-minute shower. Are you actually getting clean in 5 minutes? Is that possible? That's like the pre-wash you take before you go in the pool, which a lot of people don't do, mind you, but you should. Everyone should bathe before going in the pool. And then you should bathe after. And at the beach, you rinse off the sand. Why don't you rinse off the rest of your body? That's my question. But yeah, I love taking a long shower. I hate the act of getting ready to take a shower. I hate the act of going in, but once I'm in, I'm in. If it's up, then it's stuck. Yes, Mr. Raptor, you're just in time for Reddit drama. Fuck jail. Back to eating disorders. Let's talk about when you get out of jail. Have long hair, so yeah, I also take at least 10 minutes. Yeah, so for me, I have textured hair as well, so, and it's very, is it porous or the opposite? I think I'm very non-porous, so it takes a long time for water to actually like soak in and get to my hair. So yeah, it's a process. It's a process, and I would much rather cut all my hair off than have to deal with it when it gets really long. So Medea Goes to Jail ass girl. We should watch that. Yeah, I went to jail one time and I thought I ruined my whole life, and it was literally like petty theft. Again, not excusing it. I technically I had shit. I think I explained the story to most people. Long story short, I had a roommate who had a boyfriend. I had a roommate who had a boyfriend that looked like a girl. Anyway, the boyfriend was underage, so he was like, he was under 18, so he was like 16 or 17, and he had a bunch of, you know, fuck shit friends. They like to do hood rat shit with their friends, and they would literally go to the stores and rob stuff like clothes and all these things. This roommate was one of the only ones that had a car, and I went with her to get my groceries for the week. And she also got into stealing things. So she stole like someone's iPod or iPad or something from the library and came and was like, oh, someone left it. I tried to return it, but you know she stole that shit. I don't care. She stole someone's shit. Rather than if you took it and you were trying to find, put it in Lost and Found then. I think she stole someone's shit. So then when we went to the grocery store together, it was like, let's say like a Walmart or something, so it's more than grocery. I went to do my groceries and she went to go steal shit for her iPod. She stole a whole, let me tell you the story. It wasn't until we were done, I paid for all my groceries, I'm ready to go, we're going back to the car, and then a security guy comes out looking at her, he's like, I need to speak to you about the DVDs in your bag. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Like I didn't go with her, so I didn't see her take anything. So now we have to turn around. I can't go home. I've got a grocery cart full of stuff. And, you know, I wasn't gonna leave her. I should have motherfucking left her. Hindsight, but I didn't. I went back with her. And I had just recently heard that stores like this have a limit, like a price limit. So if what you took was like under a certain limit, like let's say it's under $20, then they don't arrest you, they don't send you to jail, something like that. So it's like, give me some of your stuff so it can like even out. and it's not a big deal. So I got like a pair of socks and a pair of like earbuds or something. Literally, I had a pair of fucking headphones and socks, bro. So we go back in, we're in the security thing. They're looking at footage. They're telling her like, you know, we saw you put DVDs. She goes, no, these are my DVDs for school. I need them for school. All right. And they have her take everything out of her bag. You know what she took out of her bag? She took a fucking docking station for this iPod that she's quote unquote tried to return to someone from the library. A whole big ass dock. How did she get that in her bag, and how did she think she would get away with it? I don't understand. I don't understand. I wish I'd never helped her, because my God, what are you doing? You're an idiot. Anyway, she pulled out this whole thing like a fucking magic trick out of a hat. Where did that come from, bro? Like a clown pulling fucking... Bro, where did it come from? Anyway, obviously that's worth more than whatever the fucking limit is that we don't know the actual number to. So they're like, we have to arrest you. And they said, and then it came to me and they looked at me like, we can't take her and not take you, because I literally turned in 2 things as if I had stolen them. So they're like, we can't take her and not take you. So we both got booked to jail. $40 anything. I'm sure it was over 40. She took a whole docking station for a fucking Apple product, bro. What are you doing? Oh, so we both went to jail. Anyway, at first we were together in like the cell or whatever, like before you get like checked in or whatever. And they ended up separating us, I guess. I don't know, but they separated us for whatever reason. But before that, we were like, okay, when they took my phone, I didn't know anybody to call. I didn't want them to call my mom. I didn't want anybody to know back at home that I'm in fucking jail. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. So the plan was she was gonna call her mom and get out and then help bail me out after. Well, they separated us, so I had no idea, but I think they separated us because she went home like right away, I guess. And I didn't know. So I'm there for 1 day, I'm there for 2 days, and by the 3rd day, someone was like, girl, that girl been gone. She left you and she's not coming back, blah, blah, blah. I was there for 4 days before the person that was talking to bailed me out and took me to Tennessee. And that is how I lived in Tennessee for a year. This is totally different from this story. I'm totally straight. Hi, welcome to my stream. True yapper energy here. But yeah. So the reason why she left and didn't come get me, apparently, this is what I heard, was basically that the mom was under some sort of impression that I was the bad influence and I deserved, I guess, to stay in there, and she refused to help get me out. Yeah, ADHD. I don't know if she did, but that was obviously the takeaway with the mom. So homegirl clearly didn't tell mom she had a boyfriend who was into some fuck shit. Like, that's where it came from. It was the boyfriend and his friends. So I don't think mom knew she had a boyfriend. I don't think mom knew boyfriend was under 18. I don't think mom knew boyfriend wasn't in school. I don't think mom knew boyfriend was breaking into places and taking expensive clothes and video games and all types of shit. Why? You know? Why blame the roommate? Anyway, it's all right. Lesson learned. And so that shit was on my record, I assume, for 7 years. I don't know how the law works, but I did my time. I was in jail for 4 days. Thankfully, I was on the phone actively when it happened. So the person that I was talking to knew, and they literally came and picked me up and took me to Tennessee. But this is before, like, I made sure logistically I could do it. And again, my life, I'm, again, the luckiest unlucky person. You want to know why I'm the luckiest unlucky person? Obviously, one, I went to jail, but two, the whole time that I was in jail, like the second day, I think, was the day that we were supposed to be moving out of the apartments. It was the end of the year. It was the end of like the semester or whatever, or our term. And it was gonna be beginning like the next year of whatever. We were meant to move out. So like, let's say it's summer or something, whatever it was. We're supposed to move out. And I was like, oh my God, if I don't get out of jail, what's going to happen to all my stuff? They're going to put my shit in garbage bags and dump it on the ground, and people are going to steal my things. Like, I don't know what the state of my room or any of my things are like when I get home. I wasn't home for 4 fucking days, and I had no idea what I was going to come home to. You know, with friends like these, who needs enemies? You know? I was so worried. I was so worried the whole time, and it made me depressed, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sleep. But like, you can't. You have to get up and do certain things. You have to go to every meal. You have to take a shower. You have to do all these things. And I was just like, and I had a roommate, and there's like a fucking toilet in the cell, and anyway. Anyway, that was my experience in jail. And thankfully, again, luckiest unlucky person, because I got out, I got bailed out, and my stuff was still there. So I was able to pack up my stuff, but I had to leave that day. So I literally packed my things in garbage bags because I didn't have enough time to actually prepare and move. And I'm also someone who does things late anyway. So I packed up all my shit, dumped it in their car, and we went to Tennessee for a year. And my partner was in school for trucking. I started working in a factory because I didn't think I could do anything else. I'm like, this is what criminals do. Like, they work hard jobs, physical labor in factories and shit. But I had to make sure that I could leave the state, because there's laws. I had to take a course that you have to like pass with an A, which is like an anti-theft course. I had to pay fines. I don't remember how much I had to pay, but I paid it. I had to do community service, a certain amount of hours. And then I had to get clearance to make sure, like, I had to go to court and stuff. Like, I had to do all this shit for fucking socks and a pair of headphones. And then on my resumes to apply for jobs or go to school again or whatever, I dropped out of school at this point too. I dropped out of school over this shit. And I stopped talking to the girls, all of them. I lived in a townhouse with 3 other women. Wait, one? I was in the master bedroom, and there was 3 rooms at the top. So yeah, 3 other women. Mr. Raptor, please. Something, only 10 I see. You were this close to being an Amazon truck driver. We have been on a roller coaster of topics. We sure have. Hi, welcome to my stream. Is it an interesting ride? Are you scared? Are you enjoying yourselves? Am I the asshole? I go. It's okay. I went to jail for jail for 4 months. I went to jail for 4 months. No one would bail me out. I went to jail on New Year's Eve, spent my birthday in jail. No one would post my bail, and I had 2 seizures and stuff. Zen! Oh my God, my poor baby. I want to hear more of this story. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Do you have any complications from that experience? Do you have trauma from this experience? Maybe not even doing felonies. That's why I'm unlucky, Squishy. Like, I would be the one to go to jail for a fucking pair of socks, bro. My life is so boring, and that isn't a complaint. Oh, Zen. Hugs in chat for Zen. Yeah. I'm sorry. Not fun. You got jail for your crimes. I got a psych ward. Really? I can't imagine. I've never had an experience like that, so I have no idea what that would be like. I had the cops called on me because I wouldn't clean my room. So maybe I'm this roommate. Maybe not the, yeah, maybe I'm OP's roommate, because like my mom literally called the cops on me once because I wouldn't clean my room. I refused to clean my room. And she had cops come into a black girl's bedroom. I didn't die. Thankfully. I never got caught for shoplifting, but did go to rehab. I've never been to rehab. I think I almost went to a fat camp once. I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid, but I was also a band geek or a band nerd. And I went to band camp, and there was like this time where if you went to drum corps, it was like, imagine Drumline the movie, except not black, and then more military like. Everybody who went to drum corps for a summer came back fit as fuck. Yes, I did actually go to band camp. No, I didn't shove anything up my pussy. Yes, I said pussy at 6 o'clock in the morning. I learned a lot. So many stories. I have too many. I should stop. For free? I go, yeah. I don't know. I understand OP's frustrations. Back to the story of having like a shit roommate. I think everyone is the asshole. I think mom is fucking weird to pay someone to spend time with their child. I think the roommate is obviously weird. They got shit that they need to work through. It's amazing that they have a girlfriend. And 3, I think OP is fucking weird for making this kind of confession without having a conversation first. Again, communication. I understand having frustrations. I know this is probably like a throwaway account. Wait. This account has 19,000 karma. This might not be a throwaway account. Likes to keep their posts hidden. Yeah, no shit, because you're talking shit about people. Anyway. Someone says, I guess my question would be where you want to go with this situation. The saved money will likely get old at some point and you'll want to move out. In the meantime, are you trying to just avoid them, understand them better so you can help them work through their issues, assert dominance so they live by your rules? OP says, I assert dominance over them sometimes when it comes to cleaning and other apartment related things. Generally though, I just try to avoid them unless I can handle the drama that day. They are the kind of person who just sucks all the energy out of the room. I do friend stuff to keep up my end of the bargain when I can. I've tried to help them by encouraging therapy and teaching them life skills, but it generally goes nowhere. Okay, so I appreciate this post. It does seem like they're, oh my gosh, I need to remove this song. It does seem like they've tried, but still. Okay, this gives more context. I feel less like OP is a shitty person. But at the same time, would you be the type of person who would accept money to be someone's friend and not tell them because of the parents? Like, how old are we in this situation? Do you think they're on the spectrum? Like, this is very possible. Like, this is where my mind kind of goes. Like, someone who's incapable of doing things for themselves, but they also mention this person drinks heavily. So I don't know if it's because they're on the spectrum or because they're a drunk. Like, it's hard to tell. That's the part that interests me.
Oh my God, is that a follower?
A follower?
2D My Pookie 3 is now following.
Not Pookie. 2D is my Pookie. Hello, welcome. We have another Pookie in chat. Hey, Pookie. Okay, this person replied with, do you think they're on the spectrum and how did the mom find you? So they said it was a Facebook post. They were in a Facebook group. So either they posted something or they responded to a post that the mom made. So let's see. Someone says, that's the part that interests me the most. How did the mom know to contact you about living with their child? And OP says, the way she found out about me was because I'm from the same town as them and did pet sitting and babysitting in the area. I also have a friend in common with my roommate who apparently talked me up a lot when my roommate's mom asked them what I was like and if I'd be a good roommate. That's so weird. I swear they said it was a Facebook post. That's interesting. I thought they were in a Facebook group. Did we not read that? Am I getting my stories mixed up? Yeah. I was moving to a new city for college. I joined a Facebook group about finding roommates in the area. Sorry. You're moving to a new city. I wonder if it was close, because how do you have a friend that knows the roommate's mom? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused by the context of... I'm confused by this. Does anyone call them out for this? Does anyone call them out? I mean, it's possible, but like, they didn't mention the friend at all. They said they joined a Facebook group looking for roommates. Oh my god, they were roommates. My username comes from a special place in my heart. Ah. Are you Pookie that we actually know? Are you new? Welcome. They definitely said Facebook. Okay, I'm not crazy. Also said they didn't have friends. Now they have one in common. Yeah, like, I'm Confucian. Okay, I think they might have said that the roommate didn't have friends, right? I don't think they said they didn't have friends, right? I don't have a lot of money. 2 potential places fell through. I was losing hope. Okay. So maybe this is it. They joined the Facebook group and the 2 potential places were through Facebook. And that didn't work out. So then they got a message from their roommate's mom. So that must have been the friend sent the mom. Okay, it checks out. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible that they have a Facebook friend. And maybe the Facebook friend knows the mom in the same area somehow. And message them. Okay, it's less sus. It's less sus. Hello, welcome. We are reacting to Reddit posts today. Never expect anything to be done exactly the same twice on the stream. I am a yapper. My name is Mimi Mango, or Mimi Pink Dot, and I don't know, how would I describe myself to someone new? I'm 1000% sure that I have some form of attention deficit, and I react to things. I play games, I sing and play guitar, I play music a little bit, and yeah, and here we are. That's it. There is nothing but I have a lot of stories. I've done a lot in my 68 years of life around this earth. Speaking of Earth, has anyone heard that they're doing a Mars simulator? They are looking for people to live in a Mars simulation for a year to see what it might be like to live on Mars. Did anybody else see that? Hold on. Mars. Living on Mars for a year. Not making this up. What? Shut up, AI. I'm not looking for AI. Was it Mars? NASA wants volunteers to live on Mars, quote unquote, for a year. It's literally a Mars simulation. I'm in Florida. Should I go live on Mars for a year? Don't let flat earthers hear that. I'm curious. Fox News. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna click on it. Let's stop the music for a sec. Where's the sound? Why don't we hear anything? Hello? Hello? What's going on? Well, let's go to YouTube then, because I don't know what the heck. NASA wants volunteers to live on Mars for a year. Let's see. Click on Detroit. Which one do we click on? What's more? Let's just click the first thing we see.
Shop Granger.
Commercials. I'm sorry, I'm on a private.
NASA is looking for volunteers for a very special project.
Would you volunteer for
This guy, hold on, look at his face. Look at face, please. He does not want to be here. He
For a
said,
very special
look at him. Oh, the sasser. He cannot win at a poker game. 100% he is not winning a poker game. Let's continue.
Would you volunteer for this? That is the question. Do you
He already has his answer. He thinks you're a dumbass if you volunteer to live on fake Mars for a year. What do you get out of it? What is the purpose? I'm doing it.
have what it takes to live on Mars? Or maybe you know somebody that you'd prefer to send there.
Oh, clock it, clock it. Send Elon, he'd love it.
I do. I know you do.
Oh, okay. I have no idea who these people are, but I love him already. He said, or maybe you have people you want to send there. I know I do. Damn, Mr. Cassimi. Clock it. Okay, sorry, let's continue.
More from the carport in space.
Jeff Bezos, is that who you're talking about?
The shade.
Oh, okay, naming names. Okay, he said, goodbye,
Shooting
Amazon.
for the moon, but NASA is shooting for Mars as the space agency looks to take space travel even farther and further for mankind. It's now asking for some humans to be guinea pigs.
Is this a genuine, hold on, is this a genuine news channel? Like, what is this? What is this? Is this a genuine news channel? First of all, homie, clearly the first guy, Mr. Cassimi, was like, everything he felt and thought was on his face. And then he's like, I know I would send somebody to Mars, somebody that I don't like. And then homeboy was, you talking about Mr. Bezos? Like, what is this? Is this what news? Listen, I would watch news like this, not gonna lie. You know he spreads the tea in the staff room. I'm listening to the Gorillas while watching. Ooh, cheers. I love Gorillas. With a Z. I would be first in line if they needed fake volunteers or stupid volunteers. I would be there so fast. Listen, depending on how much they pay me, a year, I'm not doing anything with my life anyway. So not that I give a shit about what happens off of Earth. I don't give a fuck what's happening in the galaxy. I don't give a fuck what's happening on Mars. I don't care. But if I had the internet still, listen, it depends on what's required of us for a year. Am I gardening? Am I expected to do physical labor? Or can I just chill and get like a hotel experience? Like, what actually is it going to be like? It might actually be awful.
Guinea pigs.
The doors are sealed for 1 year. We're stuck here.
That's right.
12 months?
Yes.
52 weeks.
Yes.
385 days?
It's 65, motherfucker. Honestly, there are shows like this. There's a reality show called Utopia where they tried to do something similar. It wasn't a Mars simulation, but it was like you were creating your own social. It was like, yeah, it was kind of a biodome where you create your own rules. So if you want a dictatorship or whatever, I thought it was an interesting show. I was watching it when it was live and then it just canceled. I don't know what the fuck happened. I should look into why it didn't continue. Actually, it wasn't called, was it called Utopia? Anyway, there was also another show called Under the Dome, completely different. That was another one where people were just locked in a city. No, they did not get the choice, but
Like the concept of that American movie classic, Biodome, NASA is hoping for volunteers to help them simulate a mission.
why is this there? Why is this there? This is comedy, bro. There's no way this is a legit news report. Look at the fucking footage they have when they're talking about this. Like, I'm assuming this is a real thing that NASA actually wants volunteers.
Movie classic, Biodome, NASA is hoping for volunteers to help them simulate a mission to the Red Planet. NASA is looking for healthy, non-smoking U.S. citizens between.
You sure we're not watching The Onion? Like, that's what I'm saying. But I don't think this is The Onion. Like, this is. I would not expect anything less from The Onion, but I don't think this is The
a
Onion. This
master's
is so
degree in a STEM
interesting.
field like, you know, science, math, that kind of thing. Not unlike typical astronaut candidates, but this is not.
Non-smoking U.S. citizens between 30 to 55 with a STEM master's degree. Shit, I'm in my 60s. I can't. I can't. Damn. You know, if they took the P out of this, it's basically carrot. Carrot in space. Anyway.
An actual mission into outer space. The experience will put the selected volunteers in a
Johnson
1,700
Space
square
Center.
foot bunker for a year at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas.
Oh,
The
ew,
first
Texas?
simulation
No,
is
never
scheduled in
mind.
the fall of
Sorry.
2022.
Sorry,
Volunteers
Texans.
will be split up into teams of 4 to conduct science experiments, practice communications.
First of all, too fucking hot in Texas. I mean, I'm in Florida and it's hot, but like, it rains, okay? No, I'm not going to be in a desert for a year. You're out of your fucking mind.
With Earth and even simulate spacewalks. NASA hopes the lessons learned will prepare for real-life challenges posed by future missions to Mars. And if you remember what SpaceX's Elon Musk predicted about getting to Mars,
I knew they were
going
gonna
to
mention
want
Elon.
as much practice as possible before liftoff.
This week, we're hosting a free trading and
Is that
investing
it?
workshop
Did they,
right
is
here
it
in
just,
Fort
that's it?
Lauderdale. Inside
Okay.
this workshop,
Okay. This is a genuine, this is a Detroit news channel. Michigan. Yo, your people are actually cool. I kind of fuck with this. What is going on in Michigan? Let's see. What's their most popular short? Video shows Dearborn Police Department lobby shooting. I don't want that. Confronting the Detroit Water Board. Pilot eject from jet before it crashes. Damn, is he okay?
And there is a broken fire hydrant that is spewing water into the street. And my
It's not
guys tell me
working.
it's been
I don't think
going-
we're supposed to watch this. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take the hint. I remember this chick. I don't know if she murdered somebody at McDonald's. Anyway. Cool. Fun. Yeah, so that's a thing. If you want to sign up to go to Mars for a year, you could do that. Praying you get younger, Mr. Rose. Y'all make me laugh. You're funny. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Let's read another confession. I'm good, thanks, though. They're still advertising. Are people still taking Ozempic, bro? Oh my god. Okay, who here would take Ozempic? Let me start a new poll. How do I save this poll and start a new one? I'll just clear it. It's fine. Oh, it disconnected me. Here's the poll. Would you take something like Ozempic? 1 for yes, a 2 for no. Maybe she wasn't loving it. I bet they also want 10 years experience and pay minimum wage. I'm sure of it. You're not sorry. You got the sassy newscaster. What more do you want? Why are they trying to make Mars livable when we can't even keep our own planet livable? They're trying to look for a place to escape to and fuck it up. Because they're like, they can't rely on Earth for much longer, I guess. No, I'm good. Double it and give it to the next person. I've done my time in Texas. I refuse to go back. Same. I'll rather be here on Earth. They can't make Mars livable. It's a scheme. Just pretty words to keep people focused on nonsense. I wonder what the simulation is going to be like, though. Are we wearing suits to breathe? Like, again, like, you shouldn't be able to just walk around. The big thing now is they have Ozempic pills. Oh God. What even is this ad, dude? I don't know. I wasn't actually watching it. It's 4 minutes long. Do we wanna? Is this entertainment? Is this content? Honestly, hold on. Let's watch an ad for 4 minutes. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. But hold on. Let's see. I'm so sorry to put this on you. Free marketing. I'm sorry. I just want to see. Is there comments? Can we see comments? 0 comments. Must be terrible.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, who's this in the pill bottle?
Hi, I'm the pill version of Ozempic.
Oh, this is what you're talking about. Didn't even know. 2 for no. Everyone says no, we would not take something like Ozempic.
I'm in the same family as
Okay.
him, but we're obviously different.
Whoa, whoa. She's not in the actual pill bottle. This is the actual pill bottle.
Yes. Thanks, Dan.
He's right.
Thanks, pal. So now you have
God,
a
I
pill
hate this
version.
already. I'm so sorry.
It's pretty cool, right?
I got bonked.
Cool. I mean, I don't know. She
Thank you
lives
for the
inside a pill
hydrate.
bottle.
He makes a good point. Just me in this bottle.
Okay, I hate it already. 1 sec. Let me get my water. Let me get my water. 1 sec. Yeah, and stretch too while we're at it. Everyone, it is unhealthy to stay in the same spot for too long. People have died. You know, multiple people have died by staying in places for too long, in one spot for too long. You get like a blood clot and it gets dislodged and it goes straight to your heart and you're cooked. So get the fuck up. Stand up, stretch a little bit, even if it's just to go pee and sit down on the toilet and then get back up and sit down back in your chair. Do it. Do it. We've been here for almost 3 hours. Delicious. Thank you for that hydrate, Pookie. All right, so we've established we don't care about Ozempic. I would not do it. I wonder though, like if I were an influencer and I'm getting paid for this stuff, like what kinds of companies would I align myself with? And I just don't think I would choose something like Ozempic personally. I wonder if I would have fallen into the BetterHelp trap, because like I actually did BetterHelp and I don't think they're great. And I'm wondering, are they better than nothing? But I think there's controversy with them like breaching their their what's the word? Doctor-patient confidentiality. And also the pay for actual therapists and stuff was not good. They were paying them not great, and I did not hear great things about it. I had an experience. I guess I could tell the story. Probably not now. I don't think it's important or super interesting, but I did have a therapist for a couple months through... It was actually a couples therapist, because I was trying to lead by example with my partner and I was waiting for them to join me and they never joined me. So I was literally talking to a couples therapist alone, mostly about my ex. And my therapist basically said that some of what I was saying is considered emotional abuse, and half of, like, okay, I don't want to exaggerate, maybe like 1/3 of our conversations sometimes would be my therapist talking about their patients and other stories and stuff. Like my therapist, I don't know if it was just me, but she really enjoyed talking to me to the point where like I'm paying her to talk to me. And I was like, wait a second. I swear, I promise. Not the whole time, but sometimes I swear she did more talking than me. And I'm a yapper. But I think she genuinely enjoyed our sessions. They went by so fast. All right. I think our sessions were supposed to be 45 minutes and they usually would last like an hour, but she would have to cut it off because she had another client after me. So hydrate, thank you. Can you hear me drinking? Am I drinking as loud as Goldie? Every time I get hydrated, I think of Goldie. Is that weird? That's probably weird. Every time I get a hydrate redeem, I think of Goldie and how she drinks. I just finished my water. I need to refill. She out-yapped our yap queen. She didn't. It's just, I just genuinely think she enjoyed talking to me, which is interesting. I find that interesting. I don't think everybody would enjoy talking to me. So that's, I don't know why, that's just a surprise to me. Nobody can out-hydrate the pee gremlin. My parents don't believe in therapy. Yeah, I don't think my ex did either, which is why we didn't work out. Like, I don't think therapy is a weakness. I don't think therapy is a bad thing. I think it has a bad rap. I think obviously the first person you talk to is probably not going to be the perfect person for you. It's just like a roommate situation. Your first ever roommate is probably not going to be your best ever. So, you know, unless you're very lucky. Just like even if you get put on some sort of medication, a lot of times it takes a while for your body to adjust, and it might not be the right one for you or the right dose, or you know what I mean? It takes time to figure out what works for you, and it's the same with people. I had a couples therapist, and I think I had a couples therapist that I think was interested in me. Dun dun dun. Are we bringing back confessions? Hold on. I need to do that again. I enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys did, but when we did confessional, I personally enjoyed it. I feel so much closer to you guys. I hope no one thinks that I'm exploiting them for content. It's not like that at all. I just, you know, I feel like we all have a story to share, and if anyone is ever comfortable with sharing something, and you can share it anonymously or with your name, I think I appreciate it, and I feel like I get to know you guys better and know that we're not alone in some of our shared experiences. Holy cow, some of our experiences. I feel so used. Zendone, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think there's floor drains that drink as loud as Goldie. Every time you put something wet in your mouth, you think of Goldie. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Wait a sec. Pause. But honestly, Loki, my parents don't believe in therapy. I had a couples therapist. I think she's interested in me. No, like I have thoughts sometimes, and my parents just say it's normal for my age. I grew up like that too, and that kind of fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie, Pookie, because I had I used to get panic attacks, and I was so young that I didn't know what they were. There was no name for it. I had no idea. And when I tried to talk about it, you know, my parents kind of just thought it was a phase that, you know, like they normalized it kind of to where I just thought this was something that everybody goes through, and I just have to figure out how to get through it myself. So I stopped talking about it, and I just suffered in silence. Now, I don't think that's anyone's fault. That's just how I interpreted it, you know? I think, you know, my parents would have taken me to a doctor if I talked about it again, but for whatever reason, I just kept it to myself. I guess I was scared, or I don't know. But like, I also might have had a TBI, and I didn't tell anybody because I thought I would get in trouble. So I've never had my brain scanned after I hit a marble table and passed out and had a seizure. So I think that's just a me thing. I don't know why, but I tend to not say anything when shit happens, which is not a superpower. It's the opposite. Squishy says, acknowledging you have a problem and actively seeking help, therapy is a green flag. I think I saw you say that in Discord. Yeah, I could see that as a green flag. Unless you're like one of those people who think they have like every ailment in the world and like are addicted to going to the hospital and doctors because you think you're dying all the time. That's like, was that hypochondriac? I'm sure there's an equivalent to someone who thinks they're mentally unwell. Never tried therapy, could probably do me some good, to be fair. I think there's nothing wrong with therapy. I don't think TBI is a traumatic brain injury, Mr. Raptor. I think therapies can be great if you find the right person for you, and they can give you the tools that you need in order to help yourself. But you have to want to help yourself. You have to want to understand yourself. And yeah, hopefully it does work out. I don't mind, my life is an open book. Cheers. The not alone has been good for me. Oh, that's so good to hear, Squishy. Your parents are forcing you to be religious, Pookie. Wow, I imagine you must have an incredible story to share. I fell when I was in the shower and I hit my head on the faucets and passed out. Oh my god! My hands are on my cheeks and I am like scream facing. Like I am ghost facing right now because holy cow. Are you okay? Ouch. I had a friend like that. Oh my god, that girl. I've headbutted a marble counter too, and I was already mid-seizure. Zen. Oh. Yes, I've told the story so many times. The long story short is I went to a neighbor's house and they had older family member over that I met for the first time, and they were all playing what is now known as the blackout or pass out game. And it didn't have a name when I was younger. Again, I'm in my 60s, so it was a long time ago. And it repopularized recently. So this is like before. This is literally years ago. This is over 10, probably 15, maybe even 20 years ago. I don't know how long. Long time ago. Yeah, probably over 20 years ago. Holy shit. Anyway, I went to their house and they were in the middle of playing this game. I had joined late, and so I had no idea what was supposed to be happening. There was a pile of pillows and sheets on the floor, and they would like pretend to pass out and fall over and start giggling instantly. And I didn't get what was happening. I didn't understand. And they're like, come join. And I was like, no, that looks stupid. And they peer pressured me. And so I did it. And of course, I'm the only one who it actually worked on. I don't know if they were pretending with everyone else and just not me. I genuinely don't know, but it worked on me and not anyone else. And, obviously, when you pass out, you don't get to choose what side you fall, so I didn't fall to the right with all of the pillows and lovely blankets. I fell to the left where there was a marble countertop, a marble table, and I fell to the floor. I made a loud thud, and like, I don't remember anything. I didn't feel anything. And then when I woke up, the first thing I was like, that was so cool. I was like, that was so cool. I wanted to do it again. Because I'd never had an experience of just blacking out before. But when I woke up, everyone was terrified. They were looking at me and they're like, girl, you made the loudest thud and you were shaking, your eyes were rolling in the back of your head. And I didn't believe them because I didn't know what a seizure was. And I didn't believe it. And I was like, nah, you guys are being weird. I was like, no, that shit was cool. But they looked terrified. And they didn't call an adult. And so I was just under the impression that, like, I didn't know that I'd fucked myself up until I stood up and looked at myself in the mirror. And that's when I realized, oh yeah, that hurts. I hit the side really close to my eye. I could have been blind. I could have died, y'all. Like, yeah, no. I told you I was a fat kid, so my whole weight on a marble table was not fun. So it's very possible I have a TBI, which could explain my ADHD. I don't know. It could explain a lot of things, but I've never had my brain scanned. So one day, I'm gonna do that. And that's the story of how I got a potential TBI. I absolutely could have died, especially when I see it happening to kids now. Kids playing that game. It's really sad. It's really sad and really scary, and I can't believe, like, I unknowingly participated in that. I used to do front flips and I never landed on my feet. I just landed on the back of my head. Please tell me you were on the bed or like a trampoline. ADHD. What? What? Please tell me. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I'm like picturing someone doing that like on concrete. I really hope you're like in a bed with pillows. Oh my god! Oh, please. Sir! Sir, are you a paraplegic at all? Because holy shit. Listen, people have gone down a lot worse for a lot less. Y'all remember when they had that milk crate challenge where they made a staircase out of milk crates? A girl literally severed her spine, and instead of keeping her there until medical professional got to her, they picked her up and probably aggravated it worse, and she was permanently paralyzed. And it was caught on camera. We were really into martial arts as a kid. Oh my god. Sir, on concrete? Please stop it. Get some help. Can you do a backflip now? Can you do front flips now? Like, did you ever did you ever like land it? You said you never landed on your feet. I can't. I am so nervous for you. I'm so nervous for you. Help. Oh my god. Do any of these stories sound interesting? I've been quietly waiting for the... Okay, we read that. Got paid for going to a festival instead of being security. Oh my god. As a child, I used to suckle on receipts because they had a unique taste and texture. Ew. What in the My Strange Addiction? I'm fine, but the last time I did it, my head was spinning and my ears were ringing. Please, ADHD, that's a concussion. Your concussy is crying. I have blood on my hands and I regret every life decision I ever made. Do we want to read that? You were going with spring front flips, but it was the no hands one you couldn't land. Oh my god, ADHD! You're making my body react in a way that I do not like. I stole 2,000 hours of time from my employer without getting caught. 2,000 hours, and you're sitting here admitting it, and you don't understand that we have internet sleuths out here. Someone is going to find you and report you, bro. This shit, like I have friends that are so ridiculously smart, they do shit like this all the time and get away with it. So let's read this one. I stole 2,000 hours of time from my employer without getting caught. For many years, I was in charge of the time and attendance system and other IT systems in my workplace for 1,500 employees. I developed a small intranet app to make it easy for everyone to see who was clocked in, out on business, vacation, etc. That info was available in the main system, but it was a pain to access from there, so everyone relied on my system instead. What they didn't know is that I placed some code in the system to always show me clocked out after 4 p.m. I'd go home at 4 every day, complete a 60-minute commute, then actually clock out from there. This gave me 5 extra hours each week. If someone had checked, I'd have been fired, but I figured people are lazy and tend to trust what they see on screens like that. I ran that scam for about 8 years. Week in, week out, a rough estimate is 2,000 man-hours stolen. Honestly, props, you deserve it. Honestly, you did something good that everybody, you saved people time and yourself by making your little app. So, I mean, you don't have blood on your hands. So, you don't have blood on your hands. Y'all, it's been 3 hours. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. Staying hydrated. I got a 90% raise and have been keeping it to myself. I don't want to hear that. That's gonna make me upset about myself. I'm leaving the car running inside the garage with myself in it when everyone leaves tonight. This is 4 days ago. Eek.
Play.
Shut up. Damn. I accidentally became my school's drug dealer and ran a mini drug empire for a total of 2 days. 2 days? That's not interesting. I took credit for a coworker's idea during a meeting. I made a huge mistake, so I scammed Apple out of $2,500. You got a free computer? When I was in my early 20s, I tried to get... What? Okay, no. Some of these are crazy. I keep doing this when I go to pizza restaurants and I don't know why. I'm nervous. This sounds like clickbait. Let's touch it. Yikes. Yeah, big yikes. So my absolute favorite food is pizza. I'm judging low-key, but let's continue. Absolutely love it. But if I go to a place to get slices, I deliberately get the final slice of pizza, no matter the type of pizza, and eat it so no one else has it. So for example, if a place has meat lovers, cheese, sausage, and pepperoni visibly available, and they only have one slice of pepperoni left, I'll get the last slice of pepperoni on purpose so no one gets it. Honestly, this is low-key doing people a favor because like that's the older one that people will probably leaving there for a while, and that means when they order a pepperoni, they're gonna get fresh. Sure, they might have to wait a while, but like you know, a win-win. Unless they don't put the pepperoni pizza out for like another 30 minutes or something. I don't know why I started this. I just do this to be petty. It's not the most wild confession on here, but I do low-key feel a little bit bad. Not enough to stop though. People are like, LOL OP, are you the youngest sibling? Did you have food insecurity sometimes in your life? I mourn that I share the world with such evil as this. The last slice is usually the smallest too, so you're shorting yourself. Let's see what they say. Edit. Since a lot of people have been commenting this, one even called me stupid. How rude of you, good sir and ma'am. I know they make a fresh batch, but it usually takes 10 to 20 minutes, obviously depending how packed they are. But that's not the point. The point is to make the person or people behind me mildly inconvenienced for a bit. While I do like freshly baked pizza, in my eyes, pizza is pizza, whether it's freshly made or been out for 20 minutes. And let's not act like the pizza has been out for hours. If it's a relatively popular pizza place, then the pizza would be gone within an hour or so. I'm just here to be petty and make someone mildly annoyed, which looks like I did get someone mad in the comments. LOL. Yeah. This literally wouldn't bother me. Like, I understand you're trying to temporarily inconvenience people, so sure, maybe the person directly behind you, like, you don't know what their order is. They might not have wanted pepperoni, so like, you're just gambling, and you're probably not actually bothering anybody, so it's funny. I'm not bothered by this at all. I think it's funny. That's like, sometimes, I'll tell you what I do. This might be petty. I don't think this is petty to like the person behind me, but people working at fast food restaurants. For example, if you want fresh fries, the trick is typically to tell them you want fries with no salt because they usually pre-salt it. So if you want your fries to be fresh, tell them you want fries with no salt. And then they'll give you the fries and you can ask for a packet of salt. That's petty. It's like, nah, I want it fresh. I'm gonna wait. I want hot steam. I want my taste buds to burn off with this French fry. I asked for drinks with no ice too. Yeah. So that you can get more. And it's already cold. And also a lot of those machines, the ice machines, they don't clean them properly, if at all. So there's a lot of shit that might be moldy and weird in there that could be in your drink because of the ice. And I'm like, nah, I don't play like that. I don't fuck with that. No ice. But some places like McDonald's will actually, like, if you get like the largest cup size and you ask for no ice, they put a noticeable amount of less drink in there. They do not fill it to the top sometimes because whatever. Policy says they clean them every day, but they don't. Yeah, no, they don't. I'm sure some places do, but most of them don't. This is why McDonald's is famously known for the McFlurry machine never working. Probably because they just don't want to clean it. Because, like, that's dairy in there. Yeah. Blech. How often do you truly think that shit gets cleaned? Really? Has anybody worked at fast food? Did you clean the things? And even if it did get cleaned, listen, it's a teenager doing it. They hate their job. They're just there for a quick paycheck and free food. They don't care about the cleanliness of the establishment. Trust me. Trust me. They do not care. I worked at a pizza shop. They did not care about your religious dietary restrictions. They do not care if you have an allergy. They do not care. I remember a lot of people who were Muslim, who do not eat pork, would ask that we use a different cutting utensil to cut their cheese pizza. They do not want a cutting utensil that was used to cut a pepperoni pizza to cut their cheese pizza. We told them, sure, but we don't have separate cutting utensils that have not touched pepperoni pizza. We tell them, sure, but we still cut it with the same cutting utensil. Because there is none. There is no cheese-only pizza slicer. I clocked that shit. I would see people come and make special requests and people like, yeah, sure. Lying to their fucking face. They do not care. That's why they always say, never disrespect someone. And I'm getting so congested. Hold on, one sec. Sorry. What was I saying? Never disrespect someone who is in the service industry, who, especially if they're serving your food. Especially if they're serving your food, bruh. The food. Yeah, restaurant. Listen, there's a whole movie series called Waiting. And when I tell you, it's obviously an extreme version, but a lot of it is very close to what it's actually like working in a fast food or restaurant chain. It is very similar to the point where, like, I could name who certain characters were like what people were like what characters in the film. Stop doing so much coke, it's fucking up your sinuses. Sorry. Sorry. But yeah. I think this is a silly post. This is fun. People shouldn't be offended by this. My question would be, why do you want to inconvenience strangers? They're a child. For the love of the game. Besides, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. I don't know, man. Doing even a small thing like that just to be a dick is a red flag. I mean, you're not wrong. Great, now I'm a red flag. I mean, I was just calling the action itself a red flag, but now, yeah, I think you are, LMAO. Okay. Listen, he's here to fight on the internet. He's here to fight on the internet, I can tell. I stole office supplies for my job for 2 years and just quietly returned everything. You return things? Listen, my mom did this. My mom worked as a Should I not be doxing my mother? My mom worked as a legal secretary, and we always had fresh rubber bands, fresh pens, entire fucking stacks of printer paper. We never went without. We never. Folders, manila folders on folders on folders. I wanted for nothing in school. My mom got all of my school supplies from work, fam. I promise. She did that forever. Anyway, I stole office supplies from my job for 2 years and just quietly returned everything. Why would you return everything? Like, okay. For about 2 years, I took stuff from the supply closet at work. Pens, notebooks, printer paper, even a few USB drives. way more than I ever needed for personal use. I told myself it was fine because the company doesn't care, but the truth is I just liked getting free stuff and never gave it a second thought. Last month, a coworker was written up for inventory shrinkage in our department, and it occurred to me that it was probably partly due to what I'd been doing. I felt sick about it. Over the past few weeks, I've been slowly buying replacement supplies out of my own pocket and restocking the closet a little at a time so it doesn't look suspicious. I haven't told anyone what I did, and I don't think I ever will, but I needed to admit it somewhere. It was a small thing, and I never thought about it seriously until it actually affected someone else, and I regret not thinking about it sooner. Okay. I understand now. I understand. I did not think of it like that, so yeah. Yeah. What kind of nerd returns the shit they steal? Yeah, that's how I was thinking. They didn't return the shit they stole. They bought new shit and is slowly replacing it. Please stop spending your money refilling the closet. I promise no one cares. Fair point. Part of me knows the company probably wouldn't blink at it, but I think finishing the restock is more for my own peace of mind at this point than anything else. Once it's done, I'll just leave it there. Thanks for the reality check. Honestly, though, do you think OP should tell the person who got written up for it? Like, I don't think this makes them a good person by not telling them. Because just like they said, they're not going to notice that they're slowly replacing shit. Because they're just not going to notice. And it's not going to make up for anything. Someone literally got written up for it. Do you have any idea how many free power tools I have gotten since I started working for a home improvement store? I'm trying to think if I stole anything from work. I really don't think I have. I don't think I've ever stolen anything from work. Okay, when I worked in the food industry, I did eat free food, but only when everybody, you know, like, we had this thing where if someone ordered a pizza and they didn't come and pick it up and it had been sitting under the warmers for a certain amount of hours, then we were allowed to eat it, because, like, otherwise they'd have to throw it away. So that's the only thing that I've done. But literally because everybody else was doing it. It's not like something that it was my own idea. So I don't think that's considered stealing. I will, however, say one of the most disturbing for me experience in that situation was one day there was a pizza that had been sitting under the warmers for a certain amount of hours, and I was, it was time that I was able to eat it. So I literally opened the box. I take a slice of pizza. It's in my hand. I'm opening my mouth, and one of the managers was like, "Put that back," because another person ordered it. Like, another person ordered the same pizza. So they were going to take this pizza out of my hand, re-warm it up for a couple seconds in the oven, and then deliver it. I've never seen that in my life. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I feel like that's a reportable offense. Like, what do you mean? I already touched someone else's pizza. You can't give this to somebody. That's weird. Even though my hands are clean and stuff, like, I would never want that to happen to me. And so that was really hard I stopped working there shortly after that. And I tried to put in my 2 weeks notice, and they're like, you don't have to do that. Like, this is not a state where 2 weeks notice is necessary. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I quit and I left, but I guess I still didn't do it right. They didn't tell me how to do it right. So then they ended up firing me. So I technically on paper got fired, but I fucking quit. So your hands are clean? No way. Listen, that still bothers me to this day. The fact that I remember that. I don't remember a lot. I literally am ADHD. Listen, if I go to the grocery store and I have a cart, if I go to Costco, I always walk my cart back. I feel a sense of despair, or I haven't accomplished something if I can't return the cart. I literally will walk it back if it, you know, sometimes they'll have a parking space dedicated to shopping carts so you can put them there, but like I put it back. And if I take something from a shelf and I continue walking and then I decide later I don't want it, I go and put it back where I got it from. Oh my God, in fact, I took pictures because it's so unbelievable to me. I went to the grocery store the other day. Hello, Eric, good morning. Just the other day, and Alex, hello. Just the other day, I went to the grocery store and I was walking down like I think like the baby aisle. It's like half baby aisle, half like arts and crafts, and then like half makeup and like health stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff in this aisle. So I forget why I was walking down there. I could have just been looking, right? And when I tell you, there was a whole steak sitting on the count. I gotta find the pictures. There was like a fucking ham hock or something. Let me see if I've got the pictures on my phone. I know I pulled out my phone to take a picture, but I've been running low on space, so it might not actually be there. Hold on. If I find it. I was like, what the shit is... Oh no, it might not be here. I'm not seeing it in my feed. Oh no. Oh wait, what is this? There's also, what is this? Sweet potatoes? There's sweet potatoes in the foot section. I'm uploading this to Discord. I'm showing you guys. Just wait, please. When I tell these stories, I don't make shit up. If it ever sounds like it, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm making shit up. I promise you, I'm not making these stories up. And a lot of times I have documented proof. Give me a second. Where did it go? I just saw it. I lost it. No, come back. Baby, come back. There was like fucking meat and potatoes in like the foot care section, bro. Someone was just like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. It's so bizarre. Here. Okay. You what, mate? Let me open up Discord real quick. Ah, don't look at my DMs. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Okay. 1 second. Stick with me. Let me show you the potatoes first, because that's the... Oh, what? This isn't even the whole photo. Wait a second. Did I take more photos? This isn't the one that I saw. Oh, this one. I did. Okay. Here. No, my mom is calling me. Open in browser. Here you go. Look, in the foot care section, there's fucking patates in the foot care. And then there's this. Again, foot care. Hold on. Let me answer the phone. 1 second, sir. Eric Chambers, I just realized I must have missed your thing. I was actually awake this time. RIP. Look at this. Potatoes and meat just chilling in the medical section. In between the eyes and the feet. And I just had to laugh. Like, oh my God. What are y'all doing? Did you believe me when I shared this story before I showed pictures? Mimi got a baby confirmed. Mernon. I mean, that's just courtesy. I do it too, but no one in NC does this. It's maddening. Yeah, I would not put meat away here because now it's not in a refrigerated section. And then if a worker like takes us, how long has it been sitting there before it goes back in the refrigerated section and someone else buys this? Like, it's just, I don't like this. And so I have a guilty conscience and I could never do this. I could never do this. That's just where my brain goes. My brain goes to all the cultures that are going to be developing on this, because you're literally in between eyes and feet. What in the world? I do technically have a Discord ADHD, but I don't advertise it because I don't want to seem like I'm poaching, since my audience is pretty much the same as my friends. So I'm not using my Discord at the moment. It's pretty much just my storage. To get things off of my phone, I upload it to my Discord just so I can have it hosted on the internet and drag the link. So it's not active. I haven't really invited anyone, so. But technically, yes, I do have one. But yeah, I don't know. Should I start my own thing? Like, I just feel like that would be, I don't know. Again, I don't feel, again, imposter syndrome speaking here, but I don't feel like a true streamer, even though I do stream and stuff. I don't feel like, I don't know, a true content creator. I'm not like super focused on it. Why does it say my mic is muted? Please. Really? Nani? Why are you saying my mic is muted? Who can hear me? If you can't hear me, you're a fake streamer in our hearts. Okay, so I know you can hear me. But yeah. Okay, mic's not muted. Is this fake stream? Yes, this is a fake stream. This is not actually happening. And we're not making content, we're reacting to other people's content. So we're lazy at best. But yeah, the imposter syndrome speaking, obviously, but I don't know, I don't know. I guess I don't know, I'm supporting character energy. I keep saying that. I don't feel like a main character, and I'm so grateful when y'all come out here to spend time with me. So I hope I'm not making anyone else feel a type of way, but yeah, it's just how I personally feel. Like, I have imposter syndrome. I have like, I'm just, I don't know, second guessing a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of things that I don't do. And I also have like a perfectionist thing. So when I come to my streams, I feel like I want them to be so much better than they seem. Also even my personality, but you know, it is what it is. I still have a great time. I love hanging out with y'all. It's been over 3 hours already, and it feels like time has flown by. So y'all need to stop with this nonsense. You're trolling me. Shut up. Stop it. Get some help. I'm ending the poll. My mic is not muted. I know you hear me. I know you hear me. We didn't do Wordle. Can we do the Wordle together? Wordle, what's the word of the day? Finally, she's shut the. I'm gonna talk muted. Do you know what it is? It's probably when I was on the phone with my mother, and they might be in the past. They might not be in the stream at the moment. All right. First word, mango. Oops. Oh, I keep forgetting this thing every time. Mango. One day it's going to be mango. Nam. Maybe it ends in man. What are some words? I was gonna type in an inappropriate word. I was gonna type in an appropriate word. And it's not spelt properly, so... Mango where my mango is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. I can't. It's not spelled right. It's got an E in it. There's no A in the word that I was gonna write. Oops. And I feel like there's a D in here. There's no A in demon. Demand? Oh no, not there's 6 letters in that. AO? Demand. That's what I was writing demon. That's the word I was gonna write. Wow, my brain is broken. I can't think of land. Ham. Okay, no, because A is not the second letter. There's no N in dream. I'm not getting M and N. So maybe like something that ends in MN. Damn. I'm struggling here. Okay, I think it starts with N. Niams. Siamese. Wow, I struggle. All right, let's just try to get some more letters. Entry. Okay. What the fuck is this word? Iman. Whammon. Oix. That was the second word that I was going to say, and I was like, I can't say that. I can't say that. Hold on, I just realized I haven't been looking at my YouTube and Twitch to show all the words that you guys are saying that are being... Everything Oix says, like 50% of what Oix says gets blocked by YouTube. Oh, Zen said something a while ago. Now it's not going to fuck their coworker over by it reappearing after they get in trouble for it. Exactly right, Zen. Every time you ask for confessions, I'll just start giving out one of my great seizure stories. Wait, how many do you have, Zendone? How many stories do you have? Please. Amen. That's not enough letters. Ambulance. Hamlin. Hammond. No, the second letter can't be M. He-man. There's no E in human. Semen is not spelt with an A. I like want to say lemon, but that's O-N. I don't know. What is this word? Maybe there's a C in it. So like M-E-C-A-N. Pecan! Pecan! Bitch, it's not pecan. Oh my god, there's no M. I can't believe I've... We got nowhere with that. I don't know why I thought pecan. Where did that come from? We did not get a single letter in the right order. Oh my days. Okay. So it either starts with N or N is the second to last letter. There's no E at first, so it's either N or A. Let's try N. No, let's try A, M, E. N. Amend? Amend? Is there a D? I'm embarrassed. You know, I have to say it's different when you have an audience and we're doing this. Like, I zoom through this so quickly by myself, and for some reason when I've got an audience and I have to think out loud, my brain just is different. Amend. Where did pecan come from? What do you mean I cheated? What do you mean I cheated? We started with mango. We did pretty good in the beginning, and then I was like, where do I go from here? Anything that starts with man. Where do I go from here? Confusion. All right, we did the wordle of the day. Did you guys get it? Did you do it before me? I clearly cheated. How? Explain. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Show me. Show me the meaning of being yours. Just needed to put the D in my word. Yeah, I said amen before, didn't I? I said semen. Semen was literally my second word. And I did it by default because I was like, okay, there's no M or E here, so it has to be A or N. And I literally started with N. I wasn't looking, even if I saw what y'all wrote, that's not cheating because I didn't look at chat and go off of chat. I literally did deductive reasoning. I was like, well, it's either N or A here. We did A and E. The only one we know is M, so it has to be M. We did E, We did E here, so it has to be here. It can't be N here. N has to be here. If it's not here, it's literally process of elimination. Please. What about seductive seasoning? Speaking of seasoning, my mom is cooking breakfast. I can smell it. I'm gonna leave you guys soon. One day the word will be a racial slur. Mango is a racial slur. Every time you say it out loud, you're offending my people. I identify as a mango. You will respect my fruit authority. Shower and work time. Yes, it is time to go. This has been so much fun, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. We reacted to Reddit. We tried out a new poll system. What do you think of the poll system? Okay, here we go. This is the final poll. Press 1, 2, or 3 in chat. 1 for yes, I like polls. I just realized I spelled it wrong. Wait, not that kind of poll, please. Fix it. Wait. No, fix it. Hold on. No, stop. Stop it. Hold on. Here we go. Polls. P-O-L-L. Oh my god, you guys. This has been so much fun. Thank you for spending your Thursday morning with me. You could have spent it anywhere else and you decided to spend it with me. I appreciate that so much. I got a lot of crap to do today, so I'm gonna go get started. Do y'all brush your teeth before you eat breakfast, or do you eat breakfast before you brush your teeth, or do you even not eat breakfast at all? That should have been the poll question. Anyway, I'm glad you like polls. I had fun. I'm gonna go do my breakfast thing. I'm gonna do my good evening, Ribbles. You're just in time for the end. We're playing the sad violin because it's time to go. You don't eat breakfast. You eat before you brush your teeth, so you eat all the nasty gunk that you get in your mouth while you're sleeping. Say less. Okay. Yeah, I try to brush my teeth before I go to bed. But if I don't, because I don't always, I have to brush my teeth when I wake up in the morning before I eat. Blech. You eat once a day. Interesting. This is a conversation we'll have to have another time because my stomach is touching my backbone. I will be eating breakfast today. So I'll see you guys. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon and an evening and good time zone. And I will see you guys when I see you. Bye. Yes, before bed is better. Bye.